Yo. Yo. Another day of niggas don't want it. Another day of niggas don't want it. It's just another day. Another day to me. Another day of niggas don't even want it. They don't want it. I got it, but they don't want it. Alright, where all the comment banging niggas at? Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Where the comment bangers at? They don't want it. I'm telling y'all. They don't want to play. Nobody don't ever want to play with me. All that you know not what you speak of. All that tell me what I speak of. Teach me what I speak of. Teach me then. Yeah. Yo, we're going. I just wanted to show y'all something real quick. That's it. They still don't want to play with me. Now they can talk about, why you telling everybody to go live with you? Because this ain't that. This ain't that one. I don't know why they so scared. Acting like they know what they talking about. Something new. There's a lot of stuff new. I'm finna put me on something to watch. I was just trying to see if anybody had it in them tonight. But I don't think nobody got it in them. They not like us. On God, they not. Y'all gonna let one little man, get one little man hold y'all like that? Boy, what the hell? Y'all gonna let that one little nigga you ain't never even heard of come out of nowhere and just hold everybody? Y'all gonna let this man hold everybody? Damn. Couldn't be me. Oh, it is me. Oh, damn. I'm the little man that came and hold everybody. Shit, I wasn't even coming for the I wasn't even coming for my thing ain't to come for the students. My thing is to come for these people who claim they master teachers. Shit. You got to show me. I don't believe it. I don't believe you. Because that's what I'm taught. Don't believe nobody. So I don't believe it. You got to show me. So you can't hear nothing sound working. Robert. Yeah, these folks ain't talking about nothing. Who wanna come up here? Oh y'all good. Y'all done. I know it's late too. I just wanna come on here and pop shit real quick. I'm not a doctor in that field. I have to be cautious when I give out advice like that, especially at the rank that I'm at. Yeah, I have no choice. We just getting started, y'all. Just letting y'all know. They're getting started. You think they don't want to play now? Just wait. Give it to about a year. See what happens. And they don't want to play now. Alright, I'm finna get my workout. What happened to Hiram? I went in there. Album dropped tomorrow. It supposed to. Y'all know me. It probably won't. Because I wanted to make sure all the song was level. And I still got to do that. So it probably won't drop till like the first. Or a little before then. But it's still on the way. We got the fundraiser coming. The fundraiser supposed to be today. We raising 100,000, so see where that go. They said it was land in Georgia. It's land in every one of these countries and states. Yeah, it's land. Huh? I don't know what you mean, bro. All right, y'all. We don't got no challenges. They just in the comments talking. I thought people had some backbones. Them niggas just comment bangers. We don't got no challengers. Raise your frequency 2. Raise your frequency 1 is enough. That's every AM you can play that. That song did pretty well. Alright, I'm finna get off y'all nerve, because ain't nobody even come to say nothing to me. They just gonna be in the comments banging. I'm finna eat my food, work out, I'm about to chill. Maybe, we'll see. You don't believe backs in the gods and the Bible ain't real? Huh? Oh, blacks is the God. Huh? Alright, here what we gonna do. You ready? I don't know where this come from. I don't know, I wasn't there. I'm gonna send you dead presidents. I'm gonna send you a lot. I just sent you a request, bro. You ask me the same question. Yo.
Hey, though.
Yo.
Talk to me, man.
What you were trying to ask me?
No, I'm saying, though, like, I seen the other day, bro was trying to tell you, like, the shit in the Bible was fake and shit like that, but you was on some shit like it wasn't fake. Like that shit, the shit in the Bible, I believe the shit in the Bible is fake and that black people is the gods and we just got our frequencies or whatever y'all trying to explain that we just got our powers taken from us.
Okay, so
And we cursed as of right now, we cursed on this earth.
Okay, so let me ask you a question, right?
Right.
You said blacks are the gods?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a biblical word. Y'all got to use another word then.
What you mean?
That's a biblical word, ain't it?
It's no way to explain anything because because language is made up no matter what. So there's really no way to explain nothing.
All right.
But
So
what
where you get the?
we
No, I'm
feel.
saying it's a biblical word. Like where you get the word God from, other than the Bible.
Okay, but I get what you're saying, but there's different people. There's different understandings in God and people. You get what I'm saying?
All right. So explain to me where the God that the black people are. Where does that word come from before the Bible?
It's not that I don't. That's not in the Bible.
No, I mean you saying blacks are God. So if you're not just using a biblical term and just switching it and saying that we are that, can you find me where gods would have?
We're the higher we were the higher power. Damn near what they talk about, the Anunnaki and all that.
Okay, so we were Sumerians.
Basically,
Everybody was.
we was woke and we
So we
had
were
light.
Buddhists.
If you could say that.
You gotta understand. You just went to like 4 different religions.
Shit. I'm just trying to get you to understand, because what you trying to say is all. There's no way to explain the shit that y'all be trying to explain. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all.
There's no way to explain what you're trying to say.
There. Go home, man.
Y'all know better, bro. You didn't even get started. You removed yourself. He know better. As soon as I asked him that language question, he knew he was in. Bro, you don't even know Elohim El. You don't even know how to find your way back to the originals before the word gods. And you want to come here and ask me about whether or not blacks are gods, and you don't even know what the word means. You don't even know the history of the word. And then you went and said we were the Anunnaki. Which Anunnaki? Enlil and them, Inky and them, the creators, what, Ninti and them? Which Anunnaki? Because that ain't everybody. Anunnaki couldn't have been everybody who was even Sumerians, because the Sumerians said the Anunnaki came to them. You don't know what you're talking about. The Sumerians are like, them niggas came from the sky down to Key. It was already their word. So what you mean we were the Anunnaki? There were melanin dominant people on Earth who beheld these beings according to what they wrote. Anunnaki is their own groups. As you up. I'm saying, like, bro removed himself. That was smart. He was gonna line himself up. That wasn't number 30 seconds. Yo,
Yo,
we're
yo,
going.
you can hear me, bro? What's going on? What's going on?
Yeah, a lot of clear.
Hello. Oh, you can hear me?
Huh?
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, why? Bet. Yeah, nah, bro. I don't think bro knew what he was talking about. He got everything got. I don't know. He got shit mixed up. He got shit mixed up for real. But
All right.
nah. I wanted to talk to you and elaborate on you about the Tamara and all that stuff because my brother put me on you since I was like what when I was like 20. I've been
Okay.
on my enlightenment slash spiritual, whatever journey you want to call it. I've been on this since I was like 14, 12, 14, 13. So
Okay.
I did my research on like I got some of the Dr. York books at the crib.
Mm-hmm.
I read the Gita. I read the Sumerian tablets. I read the Emerald tablets. And I read the what the fuck the
What
Book of Ra,
Sumerian
the last
tablets did
one.
you read?
Um, I read the damn. I'm drawing a blank on it right now.
Be careful
But
when you're
just
talking. I want to say that to you. Like, I'm listening to everything you say.
yeah, yeah.
Right. Right. So you say you read. Can you
Mm,
hear me? You can hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. It cut out for like 2 seconds though.
You said you read the Sumerian tablets.
Yeah, I read the Sumerian
Which
tablets. The Sumerian
ones?
tablets. So the ones that I read are basically when they state when they're saying like, okay, the Ajizi, the workers class, when they came down here with Inky, with Enlil. Enlil really pretty much ran
I want you
everything,
to be
and this is
real with me, right? I want you to be real with me.
yeah.
Did you read the Sumerian tablets, or did you read people's works talking about it?
I read the Sumerian tablets back when I was in high school. I graduated high school a couple years ago, so I'm just certain things that stood out. That's what's in my brain right now, and I'm just letting it go out because they don't know that when they talk about Inky and Enlil or the Anunnaki, those stories started from Samaria. Like that's where the whole stories and all that stuff came apart, and then that's when you get the Garden of Eden and all of that stuff. And I also read some books of the complete Apocrypha, so I know about when Adam and Eve was kicked out of Garden of Eden when they found the consciousness and all of that. So I'm pretty knowledgeable about certain topics. I just wanted to know more topics about Dr. York and Tom Arah because when I was in class in high school, remember I was in arguments and I was telling people about the stuff that Dr. York was preaching about like, yo, I got the book of when Dr. York saying like, yo, there's three Jesuses and all these three and each Jesus story, each Jesus's story confided into the Bible. So that's where we get the stories of Jesus because you have one Jesus that was born under the fig tree, you have another Jesus that was born in the manger, and then you have the other Jesus who roamed for 40 days and 40 nights between Egypt and Rome because I think his mother was Cleopatra. I think was the Cleopatra and the father was the Roman emperor.
Yeah,
So
Mark
it's
Anthony. Hmm.
yeah, so I'm pretty knowledgeable about all the other stuff. So I don't want to. I just want to get into like more about Dr. York because I've read a couple of his books. I just want to know more about the Nuwapian, feel me, Nuwapu religion because my brother Nuwapu and all of that.
It's not a religion.
Yeah, it's kind of like a way of life, like a way of life.
Yeah, but it's not a religion at all. And we don't have a belief system, right? We don't have what qualifies you as a religion. Now, there are some people who treat Nuwapu like a religion, and a lot of the Sabaeans are religious, and
Hmm.
they worship, and they believe in things that they don't know for themselves. That's not Nuwapu, though, which is why we can tell the difference between Nuwapians and people who went and followed the religion. So Malachi York is in prison right now.
Yeah, yeah, I know that. Anything that they said that he did, he didn't do. Like
Yeah, and
he's
he's
just
fighting to
been
get out.
yeah, he been fighting for like what? Like since I was like what, 13, 12?
Huh?
He been nah, I'm just saying he been in jail for I said for I know it was around like 12 since I was like 12 years old. I'm 26 now. So he been in jail for a minute, for a dumb long time.
He's been in jail since 2002.
Too.
We were 3.
Oh, oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't even and yo and the crazy thing is before Hurricane Sandy happened is
Mm-hmm.
when I had that like shift in me. Like, nah, I've been had that before that. I've been had that shift in me because when I was like 6, 7 years old, I wanted to be a pastor. When I was in church, I seen a black spirit, and I'm like, nah, something's funny about being in church. Churches ain't really churches nowadays. And this was like 2006, 2000. This is like 2006, 2007. Like, yo, churches ain't really churches. You know what I'm saying? So I left Christianity. Um, I was an atheist for a minute, and then I started researching, doing a whole bunch of studying on different religions, on is the Abrahamic religions, the Hindu, the Hindu religion, the Buddha religion, and all that other stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to know more about yeah, Dr. York and Tom Rod stuff because reading the books and all of that, I'm really deep into Egyptology. So what Dr. York was doing, and he was bringing it over to Atlanta, which is Atlanta is on the 33rd parallel, I believe. So yeah, he knew the energy, the frequency that Atlanta had. Like he knew it. That's why he put that there. I just ain't I seen your video. You experienced it. I just want to like you feel me? Get some knowledge. You know what I'm saying? When you was there, type shit. Basically.
I understand. So, do you have any questions?
Uh, yeah. One question I wanted to ask because I was on a live before. I asked, did you ever look into the book of the book of one? What is it? The book of Ra, Law of One.
The book of who?
The book of Ra, Law of One.
No.
I think that's a so basically it's not really like a book, but it's they had this female. She was pure. She was a virgin or whatever, and they put her in a meditative state, and basically she channeled the Egyptian god Ra or whatever. So the book is basically the interviewers talking to Ra, basically. Like that's what the book is about. And the book, from the book, it tells that okay, the Egyptian gods, the Norse gods, the Greek gods, the Sumerian gods, whatever you want to call it, they're nothing but
What
flesh and bone
what
beings.
language were they speaking in the book?
It was English. It was English. It
Translated
was all like
from
yeah.
translated from what?
Um, um, I'm not sure if it was I'm not sure if it was like I'm really not sure if it was translated. I'm
You
really
know
not
why I
sure,
asked
cuz
that?
nah,
Because does Ra speak English?
no.
Okay. So who's writing a book saying they channeled Ra and
Uh
Ra speaks English?
I don't know I don't know the author's name, but how it was the audio book that I listened to
You get
multiple
what
times and
I'm
it's the
saying?
actual
Meaning Ra doesn't speak
yeah.
English as far as we know.
Yeah, nah, facts. I know that for a fact.
Another question. What was the race of the being who wrote the book?
Caucasianoid.
So a Caucasian channeled Ra.
No. A Caucasian did the channel rock.
Who
So
channeled Ra?
a female. I'm not sure of this female race, but however, how the book starts off, it starts off as the interviewer, right? So the interviewer put this female in a hypnosis meditation state, and basically the frequency of her meditation channeled the Egyptian god Ra. Basically, that's what that's how the book starts off. So it's really not like a book that's like, you know what I'm saying, with chapters and whatever and all that. It's just a conversation between the interviewer and the being that they channeled.
Okay, I'm not buying it.
But now I'm just saying like you the reason why I bring it up that I'm saying like all right, this would be a book or something that you could possibly look into, because these beings also say that listen, there's a person be above us. There is a omnipotent presence above us, and we call him the true and one creator. Like even in the certain books that's in the Bible, you know what I'm saying? Like no, the books that they take out of the Bible in the Apocrypha, right? These beings say that listen, the true and one creator will be mad at what we did here, because they spliced the they spliced the genetics and made us. They made humans, and they wasn't supposed to do that. And that book in the book of Ra touches on that, and the other books that I read in the past touches on that too. So my question is so a question I do have is, do you believe that Jesus, Yahshua, the Messiah, came came from the God of the Bible, or came from, you know what I'm saying, the God that's the Most High. You know what I'm saying?
They
Like the true
could have made
and
all
one Creator.
they could have made all of this up.
Nah, who could have made all of this up?
The ones who wrote the Bible, the councils, could have wrote it all. They could
Mm-hmm.
have made it all up. The Sumerians could have made it all up. The ancient Egyptians could have made it all up. Isn't that
So
true? Isn't it possible that they all could have made it up? And then if you copy somebody's paper who made something up, you're also carrying on something that's made up?
nah, of course. But I however I did also look into the Dead Sea
Mm-hmm.
Scrolls, so I do have information on the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Me too.
So I know that the Bible, most books of the Bible comes from the Dead Sea
But
Scrolls.
but you
I explained.
don't. Let me tell you why you don't know that.
Mhm.
Because you weren't there.
Okay, I get I see. Yeah, we nobody was there. Nobody in our generation was there. So what books should we look into to find the truth?
Well, you're not going to find the truth of history.
Okay.
Okay, it won't. It won't happen unless someone is able to warp time and take you there for you to be able to see it. You won't find the truth of history. You'll find cues and clues from what they're calling history or mystery to be able to apply to today's day and age. Regardless of who said this person is Ra, or this person is Isis or Aset, or this person is Ampu, this person is Enki Enlil, you don't know who that is. You don't know them. And
Yeah, granted.
chances are they don't know you if they exist. You know, someone explain it to you.
Yeah.
And if they say human beings are not supposed to be here, then whenever they arrive, if you're a human being and they don't approve of you, you will be removed if
Hmm.
they exist to do that. According to these stories, if human beings are not supposed to be either present or responding and acting a certain way, they'll be removed. You know what I'm
Nah.
saying?
Yeah.
You can listen, you can study history. I grew up doing that. You can study the Sumerians. I grew up everything you're talking to me about, I know about because
Nah. Granted. Nah.
I was
Granted.
I was raised on it. So here's what I'm telling you. What is it going to aid you with in today's civilization while everybody's looking back at a civilization they didn't bear witness to? Who are the leaders of this civilization? Who are the technological revolutionists or revolutionaries in today's civilization? Where are our creations and inventions of today? Don't just talk to me about who made traffic lights or the cotton gin. Who are the geniuses up to then? And they exist, by the way. But
Yeah. Yeah.
there's too much attention on people we don't even know, and we're not paying attention to the ones who are here right now who we can vouch for.
Nah. Yeah. Granted. I understand it. I understand it. I understand it.
If you like great ideas, keep going on the route you're going. If you want to be a part of the solution, you need to know what it is you'll be able to do this time around in this civilization at this point in time.
Ye- Yo, bro, I tried explaining in the past. I tried, I wouldn't say exposing the truth, or I tried showing knowledge, that surrounded uh Dr. Malachi York studies to other people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not perfect. You feel me? I got the blunt in my hand. You know what I'm saying? But all the other drugs I did kick. You know what I'm saying? I'm still working
What's
on myself.
Malachi's main message?
Malachi's the main message.
Hmm.
Shit.
What's the
To
main thing
like
that he taught?
all people, or just to like
Anybody he
melanin
taught, what
people.
was the main message?
Now, facial. Okay.
Huh?
Basically, his main message was, yo, yeah, we gotta get the people right. We gotta get you well, first get yourself right, then get your family right, but get the community right, and then we could.
No,
Damn, it's
no.
because he was. I'm just from the books and from the
I hear you.
videos that my brother showed me. He
Listen,
was
listen. Let me tell you
he
what the
was
main
teaching
message.
unity. He was teaching
Let
unity.
me tell you what the main message is to this day. Don't believe anybody, not even him. That's the main message.
Oh, okay, okay,
Don't
okay, okay.
believe anybody. Listen, I know people think they know where even I am, but this is how I know people ain't speeding up. This realm is not slowing down. The type of knowing that's required to complete the transformation is the type of knowing that doesn't do anything for the ego. You want to know what that knowing is?
I
I
want to know what the
don't
one
know.
is.
I
Mm.
don't know. If I knew where the Anunnaki were, why am I still here? Why wouldn't I just go with them then? I'm talking about all these people claiming they know this, that, and the third, and they talk to them, right?
Yeah, yeah, nah, that's yeah, nah. I
If I
feel you.
know Jesus and Jesus and I are tight, why am I still here? Because Elijah left, Enoch left, people in their books left. They still here. Listen, it was all fun and games. Dr. Melchizedek York was not finished. He isn't finished. And the main thing that he gave me that sets me apart from all the delusional people is don't believe anybody. Because when we start talking about extraterrestrials, how am I going to talk to you about, why are you talking to me about Anunnaki? Do you know them?
Mhm. Nah,
If you wanted to just tell me a story, you could have asked me so I could know and be given an opportunity to say whether or not I want to hear one.
and nah, that's a fact. And the crazy thing is when they bring up the word Anunnaki, what they don't know, the word Anunnaki really means those from the sky. So when they say Anunnaki, who can you talk about? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, nah,
What do you mean?
all right. So basically, when they say, okay, oh, the Anunnaki beings came from the sky, and now mostly because I think the spiritual fake, the spiritual conscious community now is nothing is a fake, and it's nothing but a trend. Everybody want to hop on it just to hop on it. They don't know what they're talking about for real. So the word Anunnaki really means those from the sky that came down to earth, those from the heavens. That's how the
Anunnaki has
word.
a lot of meanings, not just one. Anunnaki also means that they came in groups of 50.
Nah, yeah, no, no, no. I was going to more elaborate on it. I was going to elaborate on it more, but yeah, I know the Anunnaki is just a general term
Of what?
of beings of what they say
Extraterrestrials.
gods. Yeah, gods, extraterrestrial, unearthly beings.
Yeah. Yeah. Extraterrestrial don't even mean God, by the way,
They don't.
because asteroids are extraterrestrials.
Hmm.
Okay. My point here is, though, we could talk about the Anunnaki all day, yet who are they for real? Do you know?
Me personally, I don't know. I read
Okay.
you. You can say I read books upon beings that say they were Anunnaki. So do I know them personally? No,
Right.
no,
So what's the thing with the Anunnaki then? We should be
no.
able to move on from that unless we're seeking out communicating with them to get to know those beings. Now, what if you find out they're cannibals? Would you be ready for that?
I
What if you
mean,
find
nah.
out that, oh, I see Anunnaki, oh, look, there go my brothers and sisters, and you run over to the ship and you find out they're cannibals the hard way? You ever seen the movie Nope?
Nope. And yeah, yeah.
Okay. You seen the movie Independence Day when all the people ran up there and held the signs up, say, "Hey, welcome to Earth,"
Yep.
and they got
Yep.
blown away? They're
Uh-huh.
trying to tell you, even on TV, that you don't know what you're talking about. The ones who do know, it's a whole different conversation happening around us. Oh yeah, I know, but I can't know for you. And that's why when people come on my live and say stuff like, "Yeah, and new da 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 da," I got to stop them right there and say, "Wait a minute, why are you saying that name? What did you do there? Why did you bring that up? And who did you think you were talking to?" Da 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 da. To see and show others if they know what they're talking about, or are you attempting to group oneself with us? It's
Mm-hmm.
that simple. It's that simple. We want to hear from, especially myself, I love to hear from people who have the experiences. I don't care about what Billy Carson has to say. I don't care about what anybody has to say that just wants to read either Dr. Malachi York or Zechariah Sitchin or any of that. I don't care about the word Anunnaki. I don't care about the word Neteru. I care about the reality that we're faced with, that a lot of people are trying to paint for pretty, but none of these stories say it ends that way.
Nah, facts. I feel that.
You get what I'm explaining to you. There are
Yeah.
extraterrestrials who are said to eat flesh. They eat humans. Human beings are food for them.
Oh yeah. I
You
know.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then we're talking about the Anunnaki like they're all these pure beings that created humans or didn't want humans being created. And where are all these missing people going? People playing in
Mm-hmm.
the backyard, children playing in the backyard, and they're there one moment, and the next moment they're not there. What happened to all
Mm-hmm.
those children who ended up on the milk cartons? Why do they call it human trafficking as opposed to just trafficking? Now, look, everything I'm saying, again, I can say it, but you won't know it. So then when we
I mean,
dealing with these people who's supposed to be teachers, they need to make sure that that's clear. Don't just come out here talking about, when Dr. Malachi York taught about extraterrestrials, you know what he said? He said, don't believe anybody that talks about flying saucers or any of that. He said, including me. He said, I know you want to say, oh, you've been teaching us so much stuff. I trust what you say, Pops. He said, I thank you for that, but still don't believe me. Why is he
mm,
saying that? He said, because you have to have the experience. Or what winds up happening is you start replacing God and the angels with Anu
mm-hmm.
and the Anunnaki. You start replacing Jesus and the heavenly hosts with Marduk and the rest of the Anunnaki descendants. You understand that?
Yeah.
That's my point there. So what you'll find when you see these people come, nobody has known what they're talking about, and they all leave understanding that, even if they don't like it. They don't know what
Mm,
they're fighting to say, I do. And that's why they're getting left behind. Because you can't take all this extra shit with you that you came in this dream without. You came
nah.
into this dream wasn't none of this poison in your essence. You came in this dream and you were open and able to understand this is an experience. And you were excited about that experience. And then somewhere along the line, by the time you hit age 16 to 25, now you think the experience is overstood about. And you just started on the path. And then you got all these people out here claiming they know this, that, and the third. And all I'm doing is showing people they don't know what they're talking about. And anything you think that they teaching you that's supposed to be other level, come bring it to me and I'll show you don't know. And if you want to talk to me about chemistry, biology, physics, all the rest of that stuff, oh, that's not other level. Everybody talks about that. Everybody teaches that. I never needed Bobby, him, and any of these people to teach me chemistry. I could just go to them same white folks. They tell me that are supposed to be some animals. You see, it's interesting how they teaching the same thing that the so-called lesser light people are teaching. It's
Not
interesting they telling us that they made it all up and that science is fake, yet they're using
using their
scientific
science.
words and scientific. It's crazy how they tell us Caucasians is supposed to be animals, yet we're able to reproduce with Caucasians. And then that doesn't make sense, does it? When somebody came over
No,
and said, we got plant-based cells and they got animal. I said, well, then how can a plant reproduce with an animal?
make
The
that
same science
make
you're
sense.
attempting to recreate still has definitions for the words and phrases you're using.
Mm-hmm.
So if they would, I wrote a book called The Hidden Hand Scroll, and I explained this in my book. And I said, if they were that different, all right, meaning if Caucasians and melanin dominant people were that separate from one another, we would not naturally be able to reproduce with them. I said nature doesn't discriminate to the point of extinction, because if there were only a melanin dominant woman and a Caucasoid male, or a melanin dominant male and a Caucasoid female left on the planet, so long as they were what? Fertile, they would be able to keep the generations going. They would save humanity.
Mm-hmm.
Nature doesn't discriminate how y'all discriminate. Now, that doesn't mean, oh, you got to go out and mix with it. Maybe you don't want melanin recessive children. Maybe you do. For whatever reasons you may want them. Maybe societally you think that it'll be better for you to be able to survive generationally because you see that this society is predominantly Caucasian, or predominantly Caucasians in rulership and leadership roles. So that's what a lot of people were mixing for. Or some people just met somebody, they click with them, they link with them, and they love them. And then you see them walking down the street. There's a Caucasian male, a Negroid woman, or a melanin dominant woman, and you giving them stares, and you giving them mean mugs, right? And you trying to somehow work your philosophy into their life, pulling up science that applies to nothing. We're losing our sisters. I'm not losing any sisters.
Oh, yeah,
You understand?
I ain't
Even if
either.
they date interracially, I still didn't lose them. That's still a sister.
The facts.
You understand? It's the same thing with polygamy and all of that. Oh, we outnumbered. We got to do this, that. No, it's y'all are pushing philosophies and rhetorics and trying to make other people, or force or coerce other people to agree with it and live by it. And that's not what they want to do. My
Nah,
point
facts.
here is, if it were such a line between melanin dominant and melanin recessive, they would not be compatible reproductive wise.
No, facts. And another, and the piggyback on that, another thing that they would bring up, they will bring up the blood. They will bring like, oh, if you have original O blood, you can't mix with B negative, because then the blood type will react, and then da 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 da, and this, that, and the fourth. And I'm
And then
like,
there comes some esoteric meaning behind it, as
yeah,
opposed to
exactly,
the fact that you're still talking science. Haplogroups is scientific. Blood types is scientific. So then why don't you just be scientists all the way?
exactly.
Why? It's not profitable, and they can't do it as quickly as they can to make TikTok videos and YouTube videos and have seminars and Zoom calls acting like they know a science. But if you pay attention, it's all esoteric. If you pay attention, it's all metaphysical. That's why I tell people metaphysics is made up physics. It's not real physics. And then it's a lie, because how you gonna tell me you're metaphysical or beyond physics and you don't know physics?
Nah,
You see?
they do.
Y'all have to
Yeah.
stop being let. I know business. I was raised up listening to Dr. Malachi York, The Stranger's Secret, and he made sure he told us learn business. Why? Not for you to swindle people, so you can't be swindled. You know when you're being sold to, as opposed to when someone cares about you. There's a
Hmm.
difference. How do you know whether or not you're being sold to, or whether or not somebody cares about you? Let me tell you. For one, the ones who have something to sell, a product to lose, they hate being questioned, because they put a lot of time into that product. And you questioning them, they fear losing their customers or their clientele. And they also fear the process they'll have to go through to reinvent another product. So what they'll do is what everybody else does in that big business realm. They'll attempt to get rid of their competition, as opposed to coexisting with the competition. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, then that person cares about money. They're afraid to lose it. And the whole illusion associated with that money is their reality. It's not hard. If I ask you, excuse me, what is DEA? And you say, well, I ain't even really been able to get into it like that because, it's other level. Okay, can you try me? Can you just try me with that other level? Well, the thing is, if I explain to you DEA, I got to explain to you DNA. So then why don't you just call it what it is? Well, we don't have the same. Yeah, that's normal. That's not magical. Yaki being able to explain biochemistry, it shouldn't be some amazing shit.
Exactly.
For him to be able to explain that melanin dominant people and melanin recessive people are different genetically should not be mind-blowing or esoteric natured. It should just be what it is, science. But somehow someone's going to come and make it a whole dissertation that these two people are different, and they're going to say, see, we're not the same. And then they're going to use that to back up all the other identity politic rhetoric. Notice Yaki Awaken, which everybody swear up and down, I'm not ready for it. Give him 3 minutes with me. You'll see the difference. Yaki says that the melanin dominant people are the extraterrestrials, right? We're the
Yep.
extraterrestrials. We're the alien. We're the alien. I know where he get that from, by the way, the alien thing. But he didn't break it down right because he didn't know the linguistics of it. He was just copying what was said,
Said.
right?
Facts.
Because alien does not mean alien. Phonetically, it may sound similar, but alien doesn't mean extraterrestrial. The word for alien is ger, a foreigner. It
Yes.
doesn't mean you're not from the planet or the Eretz or Erdu, Ard. It doesn't mean that you come from Shamaim or Orenos or Orion. It means if I'm here, relatively speaking, and this is my home, and you come from another place that isn't my home, and you come to my home, you're a ger or an alien,
Yeah.
a foreigner. Where do you get this extraterrestrial to be alien when alien means highest place? You understand? And
Yeah.
Elion is the Israelite God. Watch what I'm about to explain to you. So these are supposed to be the extraterrestrials who are melanin dominant people. Watch this. If all melanin dominant people are extraterrestrials, what about the people who have ancestors who are Caucasoids? Because you think just because you're looking at somebody who's melanin dominant now, that all of their bloodline or lineage is melanin dominant.
Dominant.
That's not how heredity works. And we're not asexual reproducers. So the way we got here is through people having sex with one another, mixing with one another. So we do have Caucasians, Mexicans, most people have that in their bloodline. So then when you see a Caucasoid, you don't know whether or not their origins are from outer space or they come from melanin dominant people who's supposed to be the extraterrestrial. Now watch this. He says they are the aliens. The Caucasians are the aliens. And he says they are the parasites. Like these people say certain words, which
Yeah.
interestingly enough, Hitler spoke like that, right?
And
But they'll
he was
say those
speaking on
types
the
of
Aryan
things.
race. And he was speaking on the Aryan race. And like the information that he got on the Aryan race, I'm like, yo, ain't the Aryan race they say is extraterrestrial?
Now watch what I'm
That's
saying.
crazy.
If melanin dominant people are supposed to be extraterrestrials, and then you're saying Caucasians are not supposed to be here, where are they supposed to be?
Where are they from?
Did they potentially not come from Earth, or does that destroy the illusion of what you're saying? And what else destroys the illusion of what you're saying is if you're going to say all of the melanin dominant people are extraterrestrials, and then in the same breath talk about how we can take the sun and they can't. Excuse me, if we're extraterrestrials, that's not our home sun.
Home son.
This isn't our home environment. We should not be able to take it. This environment should kill us because we're extraterrestrial. You get what I'm explaining to you? No, all of it's fake.
Nah, I got
It's all
nah.
fake. People are attempting to take pieces from what Malachi York taught and make it into science. And they think that that's how they're going to keep their clientele. That's why Yaki calls himself a master teacher. He wants to be Malachi York. Well, why can't y'all just be dietary consultants without having act like y'all are coming from different planes or realms, or that your information reaches outer space. Your information doesn't leave the city you're in, let alone outer space on some craft. You don't know what you're talking about. If I walk outside and I see Tyrone and I look to my right and I see Bill, based off of what you're saying, either one of them could be a descendant of extraterrestrials because the bloodline is so diverse at this point.
Nah,
Do you
facts.
get
And
what I'm saying?
they no, I get what you're saying 100% because in the same breath they will say, "Oh, we extraterrestrials, but oh, we're carbon-based beings, and the planet Kai is mostly carbon, and our hair grows the way how the trees grows, and chlorophyll." I'm like, yo, you make that make sense. You can't
They don't
say
know
that
what
we
extraterrestrial
reading
means. How are we extraterrestrials and we were born on Earth?
it.
It's not hard to tear down the illusion, is what I'm saying.
Nah,
We're
facts.
born
I'm
on
saying,
Earth. That means we're not extraterrestrials. Then they're going to say this. Watch. I'll tell you what they say. I'm gonna write a book, 360 questions to ask a spiritual person. 360 questions to ask the conscious community. I should do that. Now watch this. They'll say, well, my body is from Earth. My spirit is extraterrestrial. And you want to know what I'll ask them?
what, what?
What's a spirit? And watch them not be able to explain it. And then I'll say, well, you sound pretty Christian to me. Why did you give up on Christianity? You're doing the same thing, you're just using different terms. You said spirit, that's Christian.
Mm-hmm.
The dude who got on here said God. I said, that's biblical. Whatever you want to say, it seems like y'all are getting this stuff from the book. Even chosen. When you say you're chosen, this spiritual community's chosen thing, the elect, that's biblical.
Yeah, that's biblical. It came from the what? The 144,000
Yep.
chosen and
Yep.
whatever, and
The
and
12
and and that's
tribes.
and that's supposed to be a frequency. The 124,000 is supposed to be the frequency of Christ consciousness. Like
That's metaphysics.
that's yeah. Okay.
That's metaphysics.
That's
No,
metaphysics.
that's not what they're saying. They're saying that they're literally looking for 144,000. And then the only other variation of that would be gematria. And the gematria would tell you that the way that 144,000 was written was to say it was 1 plus 4 plus 4, that they're looking for 9 people. Now, look, do I know any of this to be true? Meaning, can I say for sure that they're going to do this, that, and the third? No. And even if they did tell me, they could be lying to me. That's my thing. What are people going to do with the situation they have at hand now? You don't know whether or not
Mm-hmm.
they coming. You don't know whether or not they going. You don't know whether or not they already came. You see people talk, oh, Jesus ain't coming back. Y'all still waiting on Jesus. What if he did come? Because a part of that book says, thief in the night.
Mm-hmm.
Some of y'all need to go back and rewatch the Knowing movie. Why? Because they didn't do that on TV. They listen, I have a song called Evolution. I said it won't be televised. You ain't gonna see people going up into no ship like it's the This Is the End movie. They'll go to bed and they won't wake up.
Mm-hmm.
Or they'll take a walk and they'll never come back. Some will be taken in flesh. Some will be taken as in that soul, which is that astral body, which is another physical body just operating within another frequency. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
According to these stories, there's a potential for people being raised incorruptible, right?
Yeah.
Not everybody will be asleep, but everybody will go through some type of transformation. There's a lot of stuff. The silver cord, eventually it'll be cut. Hold on. If we're talking about some type of rapture of people being taken from the planet as the elect or the chosen, then what happened to the spiritual community who thinks that chosen means you made up in your mind that you're going to be a Buddhist who goes around teaching about Buddhism and Hinduism and you call it spirituality? That's not what the chosen said. Chosen is an extraterrestrial conversation. When you
Mm-hmm.
start saying stuff like we the chosen one, you already lying because you speaking what you don't know. What do you mean we the chosen? That same book you talking about tells me that there are different bloodlines. One specifically bloodline should be taken into consideration heavily, and that is the bloodline of the serpent. We had a sister come on here telling me about it. I said, listen, let me ask you a question. Would the serpent seed be allowed onto the kingdom or into the ship? And she was like, yes, as long as they practice the culture. I said, somebody lied to you, because that would have been the whole point. First of all, when they fell and they got cast out of the garden, they could have eaten of that tree of life and lived forever, right? But what wound up happening is they were cast out before they could. So ask this question: did the apple or the fruit or the pomegranate kill them, or did them being casted out of the garden kill them? It
Mm.
wasn't the fruit. People got it wrong. Even when they said, "Thou shalt certainly die, surely die," there will be a certain death. They also said, "In that day, yom," right? It didn't occur in that day. 900 and something years later, they passed away. That word certainly is also an issue, because you're saying this will happen without a doubt. It will occur. Yet,
But it was in no time frame.
not only was it not a time, they gave a time frame, yom, which would have been not just even a 24-hour period, it would have been a 12-hour period, because in that day and time, they broke it down into two sections. You understand? I know they might be a little confused. Go look it up. Say 12-hour, 12-hour. That was your day, and then night. Now we call it a whole day. In that day, they would have died, right? Unless you want to say a day to us is like 1,000 years. So then that would have meant, then that would have been true, because Adam and Eve did die within 1,000 years, which would have been a day to God. Is that even the point? No, it isn't. The point is, if they would have accessed the tree of life, they would have been able to live forever. And when they got casted out, when they were deemed unworthy of accessing it, the new mission became, as opposed to don't touch the tree in the midst of the garden, all right, the new mission became like the movie Aladdin. Don't touch anything but the lamp, but the tree of life.
Mm-hmm.
All right, abstain. Like the movie, what is it, Lucy? You become an immortal, or you reproduce. You're making a decision. Are you going to fall to the flesh and be an animal, or are you going to activate that God part of yourself that's allowing you to even have this conversation you're having with me right now? And brought you to Revelation chapter 22, verse 14, I think it was. And it was about the tree of life
Yeah.
and washing your robes. So the whole journey from Genesis and them being casted out is leading up to people being able to access the tree of life again after having lost access to it in the beginning. If these things happen, what does it mean? It means that, just what Dr. Malachi York was explaining in the Holy Tablets, it was the lust. The lust was the birth of mortality. It was the death of divinity. And now all of these people who are out here in the land of Nod, you look at the spiritual community, you look at the conscious community, and even the religious community, that is the land of Nod. You understand that? You'll see the piercings, everything that was supposed to have been the land of Nod. The piercings, the murderers, the tattoos, the face set, and it's not just them, it's the hood communities. All of that is the land of Nod. And what is the Nod saying, or Nud saying? It means to flee, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to wonder also. So if you're fleeing or wondering, what are you fleeing or wondering away from? The truth. And the truth is, you cannot operate as a lust or animalistic being and still call yourself a God, or one who is in optimal control of their brain. Because the moment you start operating in what they call in heat, interestingly enough, they'll say, I'm in heat. You see women say stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay. They're talking about inflammation, which is not a good sign when
Mm.
it comes to this ascension process. If you're experiencing inflammation, all right, it's saying to you, you're in hell. You with me?
Nah,
Interestingly
I'm a
enough,
thousand
that's,
percent with you.
go ahead.
I'm a thousand. Nah, I'm saying I'm 1,000% with you. Like what you saying, that shit just brought me back. But I'm gonna say something after. You can keep on.
Now go
You can finish explaining.
ahead, because I'll probably be going for another 2 hours if you don't stop me.
And but nah, when you were saying about the lust part and the ascension, a few years back, around 2020, when we had the pandemic, I meditated meditated in my car for 2 hours. I remember it was broad daylight. However, this meditation, I walked through a corridor, and it was blue and purple lights flashing. Walking through a corridor, I'm in my astral body. My astral body is blue. I sit down. I see this blue being. It's a blue female being, all blue.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't. She's just all blue. She's like all like a royal blue, and we sitting down, and it's we're talking telepathically, but
Right.
it felt like minutes. It felt like minutes, and like I would say like in reality, the third minute, she opened her mouth and she said, "We've been waiting, but you're not ready." But she shook my hand. Another blue spirit, a blue astral body walked out this portal, looked at me, and said, like telepathically, was like, You're still not done," and left. Since then, I never felt the same way about music. I never felt the same way about this realm. I lust now, like I lust. It's like a certain yearning that I did, and you just when you were speaking at it, it dawned on me. I'm like, that shit just brought me back, and I'm like, damn. Ever since then, I've been having this craving. I feel like I detach from all worldly things, but flesh, but lust, but like push like, damn, bro, that shit just really brought me back, bro. Yo,
Yeah,
I
and lust isn't only sex.
yeah,
Lust can be for power.
it's
Okay, you're not careful with that type of force, it becomes insatiable, destructive. So a lot of people might think lust is sex. No, lust is attachment. Is what moors you here. So let me tell you something. I'm not judging you or where you
hmm
are. You're gonna have to let go of that marijuana.
Nah, honey, I only smoke one blunt a day. I only smoke. I've been telling myself, yo, I gotta smoke less. I'm smoking less. Like all the other shit I used to do, I let go of that shit. It's like it wasn't mentally, I wasn't getting high no more. Like it wasn't. I'm like, yo, I don't need it. It's like I'm wasting money. Like like for the other shit. Like I smoke like this night just calm my nerve, like just chill, just relax. But I only do like one blunt a day. Like so I'm slowing down on that. So I understand and lust is also dealing with the seven deadly sins, greed, all that gluttony, all that it can be anything. So like but the two things that just pointed out was the drugs that I let go, the lust for having sex with women, like um not like I can get I can get money any day, but it's like it feel like yo, I just need money to survive, knowing that if I really need the money, I know it's gonna come to me.
Listen,
Like it's
you
just
you
like
gonna go through
that shit just
degrees.
brought me back.
You're gonna go through degrees, right? Some of us are being initiated in different ways. Listen to me. You're gonna have to stop the marijuana in order for you to get the answers that you're looking for.
Mm,
If you make an excuse, let me tell you what most people are doing. Like even the person saying, "Oh, do it in moderation," they're not able to let it go. I'm not saying they own it, because maybe they're not on it. Most people not able to let it go, so they use moderation as an excuse. You let it go. Okay, let me give you an analogy. Let's say you have a knife and
mm-hmm.
you stab yourself in the hand and you get a rush, but then you bleed out, right? And then you'll be good as long as you can get to the hospital and have some type of rehabilitation for your nerves. You'll be good. And then you get the
Yeah,
knife again, and then you stab yourself again, and you bleed out. You enjoy the high, and then someone is on your right telling you you have to stop doing this. And someone on your left is saying, "Don't stop doing it. Just do it a little bit." Is
yeah,
it
like
helping or harming you?
It's still harming.
When you puff smoke into your lungs, is it helping or harming you?
Still harming.
If you are pulled over by the police and you're under the influence, was that helpful or harmful?
Harmful.
When a woman is smoking weed with her male friends and one of them is trying her and she's not able to consciously even be in control in that situation, was that weed helpful or harmful to her?
It was harmful to her.
I'm telling you real things,
Yeah.
right? That everybody say, oh, it heals it, da 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 da. First of all, you don't know what strand people are smoking. Be quiet, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have no idea what's out here. Second of
Not fast.
all, the spiritual community got it real bad because y'all are trying to mirror the rosters. You trying to mirror them. That ain't even your thing. You have to
I mean,
explain to me how it's your thing culturally, other than the
personally, I'm
fact that,
Jamaican.
go ahead,
Personally, I'm Jamaican. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm Jamaican.
are you
So if
Rasta?
that
You
I'm
Rastafari?
nah, nah, nah,
I know
nah,
that,
nah. I'm not
you know
Rastafari.
there's
I'm
a
not
difference between
Rastafari.
Jamaicans
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Rastafari,
Nah,
right?
nah. I know
Okay.
there's a difference. I
I
know
hope
there's
you
a
weren't just
difference.
trying to play with me just
Nah,
then,
nah,
because you know I'm finna
nah,
put your ass on that, okay?
nah, nah,
Because do you
nah,
walk
nah,
with
nah,
Haile Selassie?
nah. I do not walk by Haile
Are
Selassie at
okay? Are
all.
you
Nah,
tied to
I understand
David,
the
King
story.
David?
Nah, I don't think I'm trying to.
You
I
don't
don't
have to
think so.
think. That's why
I
I'm
don't
telling
think
you that
so.
ain't even
Cause
your thing.
nah, it's not. Nah,
It's
it's
not your
not. It's
thing.
not. Nah, it's not.
So what I'm saying is, listen, Buddha. I don't feel like you like flooding the comments of why you need to smoke. Just go do it, cause I'm taking people somewhere right now. If you want to advertise, can you do that somewhere else before I have to block you? All right. My thing is, especially in today's day and age, you got to put the marijuana down. You
Yeah.
got to put the listen. I'm not just talking to you. Somebody like, damn. Somebody looking at their blunt right now, like, damn. Because they know I'm saying the truth, especially if I'm saying it, right? Listen, you got to put the marijuana down. You got to put the pornography down. You got to stop ejaculating and orgasming. You got to listen. You have to be able to
Yeah.
stand still. You have to be able to stand still in this day and time. I saw there was this video with what is it? There was some courtside shit that was going on,
Mhm.
and Kevin Gates was there, and everybody else was there. And I commented on it. I said he's the only one standing still. Everybody else moving, antsy. I could see it all in their aura. You could tell who's doing certain things on whether or not they could just sit with self. I'm not telling you from no self-righteous standpoint. I don't walk through certain doors too. Yo, you can't be there now. You can't. So instead of like, okay, when you say I'm down to, that's a good thing, especially if it was more. And now you say I'm down to one a day. You want to know what Posh
Mhm.
used to say? He said,
What?
yo, people say they smoking. I'm down to one pack a day. Or I'm down to a few. He said, you still smoking. You
Yeah.
still stabbing yourself. So moderation is it could be a weaning process to wean yourself off, but don't fool yourself. If you're talking about ascending, family, you need to become acquainted with you, not any other substances outside, not shrooms, weed, anything that's causing you to say, my experience in hell is not hell anymore. You need to rethink that because that's somebody walking in and spraying perfume on the shit in the corner.
Yeah.
You got to
Nah.
deal with what's in the corner. Go watch the movie Thunderbolts if you haven't. Did you see that?
Nah. I ain't see that yet. I ain't see
You
that
should go watch it. It's shadow work in it. There's a lot of shadow work, literally, and
yet.
they put a visual to it like that for a reason. But
Yeah. Nah,
all they
yo.
doing is talking about shadow work.
Nah, and the crazy thing is they do that shit with a lot of movies and a lot of TV
Hmm.
shows, especially like cartoons and shit.
Hmm.
But nobody don't peep it. Like when I was young, like I fucked with Yu-Gi-Oh, like the first generation Yu-Gi-Oh, heavy, like dumb heavy. I even got like the tattoo of the Millennium ring on my neck, And that's another thing that brought me, like, that first draw me into Egyptology and all that other shit, and start learning like the history of all these gods, and not the for all the natural beings and all that stuff. Like like yeah, but nah, I just wanted to piggyback off of that, but just to insert that in there, like, yo, they be hiding shit in plain sight, and
They
I don't feel like,
teach each other through what we think is entertainment.
mm, yeah.
Yeah, these Hollywood companies, they still teach. They fascinated with this stuff. These producers, it's different personalities. Engineers are their own personality. Videographers are their own personality. DPs, ADs, they're their own personality. And a lot of them are spiritual. And they're fascinated with the esoterics. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't know who none of I don't be knowing who these people are. I think I think I remember about Ebony is that I just don't fuck with you. Ain't you one of the like? I think you was one of the people who was like, didn't you have shit going on with Tabba Jet? All of that. I think yeah, cause you be in my DM. Like yeah, you every blue moon, you just flooded me with shit in my DM. But I think you just one of the people I don't fuck with. I don't understand this. If y'all don't rock with me, why do y'all come around? Why do y'all come around?
I
Yeah,
don't know why they come
it's
around,
that
bro.
simple. And then I don't understand why so many new Wabians, if you want to call yourself that now, I don't understand why so many of y'all claiming to have an issue with me when I didn't let this fight go. Y'all went on about y'all lives. Y'all was in the clubs and the bars living it up.
You
You know what I mean?
you know, I'm not Nuwapian. I don't come from that, but from the outside looking in, and understanding, overstanding what's really going on, to them, they probably feel like it's not your job. To them,
You don't care. Let me talk to this person. You don't care. And you shouldn't be more invested in failing to even get to me than you and all the rest of them are and were in helping him. Y'all want to do everything but help him. Y'all want to put the 999 on your name. Y'all want a Rahu bad. Y'all want a Nancy braid. Y'all want a Rashtat braid. Y'all want a Sabian. Y'all want a doctrine. Y'all want a documentary. Y'all want a party. Y'all want a Z Fest. Y'all want to do everything. Y'all want to sleep with one another, sleep with each other's mates, backdoor. Da, da, da. Y'all wanted to do everything but live Nuwapu and help him. Y'all didn't want to help him. I'm not interested in anything you have to say to me. Can we do that? Can we do that, sister? Can we do that, Zamal? Tat? I don't want to hear nothing from you or anybody at this point. It's 23 years in. Why the fuck are you talking to me? I was 3 years old when they locked him up. Far as I'm concerned, far as what I can see, all of y'all are devils. You're all devils. Ain't nothing to say to me. There's nothing to say to me. Your time up. You talking to the wrong person. Plead your case with the master. You talking to the wrong one. I bear witness that y'all didn't care. I bear witness that y'all didn't have love. I bear witness that y'all was more focused on sex than y'all were about us. And then you thought what, we wasn't gonna grow up? Well, we grew up. And I'm telling y'all, y'all are in no position to teach anybody out here. Y'all are in no position to do it because with the lamb right there with y'all, y'all didn't live it. Y'all didn't love it. Y'all can't walk around with no Aunt Tweed, none of that stuff on and say it's coming from the heart. Nope. And it's the elders. I know you say she must be, it's them elders. Listen, it's them Ebonies, it's them Tabajets, it's them the devils.
the devil.
Them the ones. Them the ones. She lucky my homie ain't on here. Cause my homie was able to look at these people all in their eyes and she'll tell them to their face, y'all are devils. Y'all, I remember Wall dropped Decatur, all this shit y'all ain't going, man, please. Y'all didn't care. So I don't know why y'all waste y'all time talking to me. I had to come out here by myself. Even when he said, y'all back him, make sure y'all back him. Y'all still, your way of backing me is coming on here and trying to scrutinize me in the public eye, but you one of my sisters. You one of my sisters. And you see who the loudest one is. You see who making it be that everybody knows not only who he is, but about his situation. You don't see me running around with his doctrine and leaving him out like the rest of these motherfuckers is doing. You see what I'm saying? And I hope you're getting everything you want to get off, because after this, you blocked for life. And I don't want nothing to do with you unless they point and say, go to that one. I don't want nothing to do with none of y'all. It's too late in the game, and y'all want to sit here and talk to me. This is what I'm telling you. Don't be fooled by I'm a Nuwapian. Don't be fooled by I'm a student of Malachi. Don't be fooled by I'm Malachi's son. Don't be fooled by I'm Malachi's daughter. Don't be fooled by I'm Malachi's daughter. Don't be fooled by I'm Malachi's cousin. Don't be fooled by I'm Malachi's brother or sister. Don't be fooled by any of that. Don't be fooled by any of it. I lived it, y'all. And now I'm out here dealing with this conscious community, these people out here, and we got all this other stuff we got to deal with mainstream. Y'all have to understand. I already saw heaven on earth. I was on Tom Ray that you asked me about. I was there. I didn't see pyramids and statues. That's not what, yeah, they were there. That's not what it was. It was the atmosphere of divine love that I bear witness to. And when we came out here, that shit disappeared. When they took Malachi, that was stage one of it disappearing. When they took our land, away went the love. Which
I
means
seen the
what?
videos on that.
Which means what? It was him. It wasn't them. So don't get fooled with association. This is an everyday thing. You can't take breaks from this. This is what people pop up out of nowhere. What is an ebony? Where have y'all been? This has been an everyday thing for me since I was 3 years old. And since I was 5 years old, I verbalized. I say, this is going to be my life. I'm going to fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nah,
It ain't
I
about,
feel you.
it's not about any of that. It's about the fact that, listen, you can't, what? Y'all think a pretty snake won't bite you? Do you understand what that question is? You think that because somebody trying to pamper what they saying that it's still not a sleight of hand?
Nah, I understand. I understand. I understand.
He's 80 years old. He gave his life to these people. That rubs me the wrong way about all of them. Everybody in administration, anybody who claimed they was helping with the case, all of that. I've been up close and personal, and I found nobody that I can say for sure went the whole distance and wasn't allowed or wasn't willing or weren't what is it the word? They weren't struggling with their ego to the point where they would allow for the ego to sabotage. Y'all could be asking Malachi these questions. That's the master teacher. I'm not the master teacher. Y'all, he's the one who could break it down and walk you through word by word, letter by letter, and he did it for all of these people. And what's the payback he got? They abandoned him and left them. One of the most recent messages he put out to them. He said, I want y'all all to know I never felt any love from you humanoids. And that's a whole nation of people. But what
what happened? I heard him say this. He said they were more concerned about money than his freedom. They're more concerned about the doctrine and the books and the buildings than his freedom. I heard him say a lot of people ran. He said they were embarrassed. He said they believed Sheriff Seals. He said they didn't. He said he's not talking about the allegations alone. He said they believed that he was never going to come out, so they went on and continued their life elsewhere. He said, and when he come out, he said they're going to be embarrassed because they ran. He said, and a lot of people don't want him out. Why? He said because when he gets out, he's going to enforce Wunuwapu, and they don't want to live it. So where do you point me to? I want to just, before I yield it over to you, think about what I'm saying. The man came already. He already came. He brought everything everybody was looking for. He answered all the questions. He wrote all the books. He spoke all the languages. He decoded everything. He gave a new language, as in revitalized a lost one. Taught all the mystery schools. Started Masonic chapters so we could know what that is. He did everything. He bought the land, built the golden ages. He did everything. And this community, these communities of people, they abandon him. Every time his name come up, they talk shit about him. They hate him. But he gave his whole life, and I heard him say out of his mouth, y'all want me to be mad at these people who lied. He said, I'm too old to be mad. He said, y'all be mad at them. I'm not going to explain to you why I'm blocking you. Bye. Go deal with Pops. I'm not explaining to y'all nothing. I don't want to talk to y'all. Why you want to talk to me so bad? I don't want to talk to you. Go talk to Pops. Explain to him where the fuck y'all been at. Nobody want they don't have anything to say to me now. Nope, it's been too long. So tell me where to go, bro. Where do we head to? Do I go to 19 Keys? Do I go to Rashad Jamal? Do I go 19 Keys? Just recently talking about how, according to what somebody say, he gonna try to figure out how to bring the communities together. What happens now? Where do we go? Who gonna be able to say for sure? Because I've been asking them to go master for master with me since 2023. It's been 2 years, and ain't nobody budged toward that conversation. And it's a very clear and loud conversation. Nobody budged. Y'all can't tell me shit. If you gonna tell me that someone can come through like that and give their whole life to everything y'all trying to figure out, and it's right there, you just don't want to go over there to get it because you hate him, and there's supposed to be some type of destruction coming. Let me put this on record. If that's what we, and I'm doing we, heavy air quotes, if that's what we have done, we deserve to be destroyed. Because they sent every messenger they could, including the master. And look at what these people have done. Oh yeah, the destruction needs to happen then. I'm pro-destruction. You ready for 2030? I can't wait.
I'm ready.
I can't wait. Listen, I don't think you understand where I'm at with it is I don't need to be on the ships. I just want to see it end. If they want to pick me up, that's great. It's just, I would like to see this one end. I want to witness it because I know it needs to. It needs to. And whoever the children are, if there are children who are taken up out of here, I'm so grateful for that because that gives us the opportunity, even through those children, the opportunity to get it right somewhere else. But this ain't right. This ain't right. Y'all shit on the one who did and has been doing what y'all saying y'all want to do. None of your leaders have reached that one man's level, and they've had 23 years to do it. without him being able to contest them directly. They've had, I'm going to say this one more time. They've had 23 years to surpass him. And in those 23 years, not only have they not surpassed him, they have not come close. Let me say this. If you put all of them together and all of their works, they still, as a body, don't come close to the one man that they leave out when they're talking about trailblazers and doctors, and they leave them out. When they're talking about master teachers, they leave them out. When they're talking about people who was in touch with it, they leave them out. People that did the works, they leave them out. People that changed the music, they leave them out. And then I just start mentioning to y'all how many people from Prodigy, Mobb Deep, from Jay-Z, Nas, Kanye West, Consequence, Talib Kweli, everybody was influenced and touched by the master teacher. I heard him ask, where's Music Soul Child? Music Soul Child used to come to the land. He performed on the land, performed the love song, which was dedicated to Malachi York. And after he just gave Malachi a big hug, everybody felt it. We had love there. My Umi was standing right there in the front. She was in the newspaper because of that. He said, where's music? He asked this last year. He said, where's Music Soul Child? Where's he at? And you want to know what he was saying? He wasn't saying, where's he at so he can help him. He said, you know, he used to donate a lot of money to my case. I don't just turn my back on people like that. He said, y'all need to help him. Y'all need to help him get in the studio, help him, you know what I'm saying, get back out there, da-da-da-da. You know, they had this thing with India Ari, but now she's with this person, da-da-da-da. Yeah. He was speaking, saying, not where is he at, like just he left. Like he said, why did y'all let people just fall away?
Yeah, like what's going on?
And then I come out and I'm talking to 21 Savage, and people in the community had the nerve to speak against me. But I'm doing what he said do. He said, go find them, tell them it's not over. Tell Stetsasonic we still up and running. Tell these people, you know, just because you don't have the same people by the same name, they might not be called Ansar. These are his words. He said, but we ain't went nowhere. Tell them, come on, we got to keep this thing going. He's still fighting. He got more energy and prowess toward this than the ones who my age. And he's 80. So all of that had to come through so I could tell you, bro, nah, man, don't get lost in this. This is some bullshit. Don't get lost in this. You want to study some stuff, study science. You want to study some stuff, study how people treat one another, study psychology. So you'll understand what parameters not to fall within. Study the brain. You want to study some shit. All that Anunnaki, all the other stuff, listen, if you want it just to get the information, go ahead. What I'm telling you is none of these people know what they're talking about. Notice everybody on here just talking about extraterrestrials. Who got land that people can go on and have sightings and encounters? Because that's what happened on Tom Ray. When we was on Tom Ray, he would call the crafts and they would come and hover. And even if he didn't, them crafts would come down anyway. And I'm not talking about just out in the front where you saw. If you go deep in the land, them crafts were pulling up. I want to make sure I'm saying something clear. The crafts don't drive themselves. So if the crafts were pulling up, what happens? The people who look like us, by the way, they look like brown people, melanin dominant people, they were pulling up. I'll tell you something. You don't got to believe me. This just so you know it's a possibility, right? Okay. There were people who were on the land, who used to come to the land and be on the land. They'll come up out of nowhere. But some of the people who used to be on Tom Ray were not human beings. It was the ones who you see their torsos a little high. They're a little tall. Again, I'm not telling you to believe me. I'm just this helps you understand that there's a possibility. If you do see these people, you'll at least know, yeah, Faise did say something like that, right? Not one of them, a few of them, like 3 of them walked up on my homie, and she was doing what I think she was getting the Pampers, all kind of stuff, and they were talking to her, and they said, "What do you think about this time around?" And she was occupied, so she's saying like she responded to them, but then she realized like after a while what they were saying, they're like, "Yeah, what do you think about this time around?" Yeah, we've done this a few times, haven't we? And they'll talk to you like that. Some of y'all had these experiences. I'm not even talking about just Tom and Ray. Some of y'all that had people walk up on you and speak into your life, and you like, how did that happen and why did that happen? They were trying to line you up. They were trying to help you remember something. Because it's so heavy now, you can't really remember. So I don't know why I'm saying these 2 things to y'all right now, but I know it's a late hour, so sometimes that mental reservoir popping off. Sometimes some shit can channel through. I could tell you this. It's over for a lot of people and they don't know it.
Yeah.
And it's not over because of this moment. It's over because they were not willing to detach from that which they know they had or knew they had to detach from. And let me tell you something. People thought they had time and they didn't. I'm telling you, this is how it's gonna play out. They're making movies like Don't Look Up for a reason. They're making movies like Greenland for a reason, right? In the end of the movie, Don't Look Up, right? What the dude say? We had everything we needed, and then everything ended, right?
Mm-hmm.
The whole purpose of that destruction was to show when human beings even have the ability to avert when it comes to crisis, they decided to focus on money. Their leaders focused on money as opposed to dealing with the truth. Say, we don't have much longer to deal with this issue. Malachi York been talking about 2030 since before I was born. You have to tell me how he knew. You got to tell me how he knew. One more time. He been talking about 2030 since before I was birthed into this world. You're going to have to tell me how he knew what these scientists are just now starting to talk about. They just now saying, oh, shoot, we see something that could. They done spotted about 5 of them. 5 different asteroids they're saying are asteroids or comets that are on collision courses to Earth. Now, here's what people are going to get stuck at. They're going to be like, is this fear-mongering? Is this doomsday preaching? It's not any of that. Because if you think the existential threat is extraterrestrial alone, you ain't paying attention. They covering up that sun for a reason.
Yeah.
Watch the movie knowing. They're trying to rewrite their own movie. They put the movie out because in 2009, that's when they started to realize because all them signs and prophecies started coming forth. That's why they made a movie called 9. And it came out in September 9th, 2009, 999. All y'all who be talking about 999, and y'all get that from Malachi York, by the way. And in that's real life. 999 come directly from Malachi York. Right?
Yeah, but the
In the
movie
movie
Knowing,
9.
that's the one with Nicolas Cage, right? The movie The Knowing.
Yeah, Knowing's with Nicolas Cage.
With the numbers and all that, and how
Yep. He said
the
it's all
daughters.
about the numbers.
Yeah. I seen the movie. Yeah.
Yep.
Damn, that's deep. Damn,
Yep.
that's deep.
You want to know why they called it Knowing? Because Malachi was saying, I don't want to believe. I want to know. We have to know. I want to know the truth. He kept saying it. You will know the truth, and the truth will make you free, not set you free. He said that's a trick. Because you start thinking it's just because you got the truth that you're free. Right? I'm not talking about nothing, Buddha, and I don't rock with it. Bye. I don't rock with it. You understand? So you watch that movie 9, you'll see the green light, the aura of the green light. They put that on the characters. And when them characters ascended, they ascended in green light. All that's from Malachi or El Qadir. That's why they did it. That's why they said, as the log line of the movie, when our world ended, their mission began. When was the end of the devil's world? Y2K, which was really Y6K, the year 6000. This was explained by Malachi York. So their world ended in Y6K. And the mission of those who are the psychic ones or the 9 did begin. And when Malachi York left the scene, right before he left the scene, he said, when all of this is over, only 9 of you will be with me. What does this mean? Now, again, I told you, do the gematria on 144,000, research that, and you'll find that it means 9. It doesn't mean 144,000. That aligns. And 144,000 is explained about in Revelation chapter 14, verse 4, which is 144. Then he explained who the 9 would be. The 9 are those, like they show you in the movie Knowing, who are telepathically inclined. You can't fake it. And when you feel, I got to do this, I got to do that, you need to do it. You feeling you need to stop smoking marijuana if you want to be a part of this thing, not my thing, this thing that's a mystery to even the governments of this world, you got to do that in this day. There won't be an excuse because you're going to start hearing different. You're going to have clarity. And I'm going to tell you something so you can be aware of it just in case you decide to take that walk. You start smoking, you're going to be high. You're just going to be high on something else. You're going to walk outside. The sun going to feel like it's communicating with. I'm trying to tell you something so you be ready. And I don't even smoke weed, is what I'm telling you. I've never been a smoker. So I didn't have to deal with that. That's something that, I had to deal with my own things. But when you deal with those things, you walk out in that sun, I'm telling you, something is different. And I think a lot of this is happening. I can't explain so much. It's going to take more time. But a lot of this is happening in the dream realm, the astral projection realm, the lucid dreaming realm, and also when you stay up, like how we up now. What time is it where you at?
It's 1:33. I'm in Jersey.
Okay, it's 1:33 where I am too.
Yeah.
You stay up how you stay, like as long as you don't got to drive and do nothing like that. Sometimes stay up and see what just test it out. Just stay up sometimes. When you get sleepy, sit up in your bed and just stay up, and it is gonna be like this warping, and you'll hear different. You'll feel your body. It's a different type of sensation. And again, if I had all the answers, I'd just give them to you. I don't have all the answers for this. I don't know where all this is. I don't know what happens after the mountaintop is what I'm trying to say. However, you remember that movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
Nah. Refresh my memory.
You should watch that one. In that movie, they were being psychically led. Telepathic messages were coming so that they could make their way to the ship. They're not making those movies for no reason. Am I telling you it's real? No. Am I telling you it's not real? No. What I'm telling you is there are people who have stated and made statements about children included, similar things to what they put in the movies, including myself. And one thing I've seen that's a spectacular sight is green vehicles. They glow green. And green flashes recently on 2 separate occasions. All right. One was 2 flashes and another was 1 flash. But it's green. All right. Other things that happen be weird occurrences. A lot of lightning and electromagnetic activity. Also being told or feeling, I'll say it like that so people don't understand the lingo, feeling like I need to go outside, and then I go outside and I see something. Or feeling like I need to go outside, I go outside and there's a lightning storm, but it's quiet. So I wouldn't even seen it. or heard it, but I go out there and it's happening. You know, there's a lot of other things. There's so many things that become so normal. I was talking to one of the sisters who was around Malachi, and I asked her, I said, yo, how do they mess with or work with the elements and the events? How is it that some of if these beings are the Ethereans or whoever they may be called by us, how do they tweak events and communicate with you through literal things in your life? You'll meet somebody and they communicate it. How do they do that? I don't know if maybe I'm not ready for the answer, because I've asked her multiple times and I don't really understand what the answer is clearly.
Okay.
And then some things I talk to her about, I do understand it. And then if I explain it, it doesn't seem like it's for other people to understand. Like Malachi being in prison, right? It's like it looks like that, right? So then to say anything beyond that, how does that make sense to someone who's operating in the earth plane? And then I say, well, if they think Rashad Jamal is advanced, then maybe that is why they don't understand. If they think 607 is advanced, then maybe that's why and it's not even really their fault then, is it? Because they didn't meet the true light. They met the false prophets. They met the amber light beings. I can't even really hold them to the standards that even the Nuwapians will be held to for knowing and seeing and beholding the light. All I can do is exemplify the light, and hopefully they'll be able to look past me. It doesn't always happen that way, because I remember one time they had this room last year, the Sabaeans, called Hereafter Doctrine. And when I got there was like 69 members. And I asked the person who was over, her name was Nuntat. I asked her, I said, yo, how do you feel about me opening the gates so that other people can come through and get this information? She said she wants everybody to be able to get it. This is the conversation we had. So I put the link on my story, and 1,000 people came through. I tell you no lie. 1,000 people came through, right, over the course of like a week. And everybody was in there. We reading the books. Sometimes people come on, like 30, 40 people be on the call, reading the books, everybody talking about it. And then we would have discussions. And when I had the discussion, I'm talking about certain things, and she would be like, yeah, so you read this book? I'm like, no, I haven't read that book. Oh, well, Bible talked about that. Bible's in Malachi, York. Bible talked about that in this book. So it sounded like you read that book, but I didn't read that book. So it'd be like that. And then there was a lot of things I say or talk about or even write about that she was like, saying, Bible taught that. I'm like, I never heard him say that. And instead of her understanding why it was happening, she started to get irritated over time, especially when people would be in the room and they had questions about certain things, and I was able to answer them. But she would say stuff like, well, if you're going to ask a question, don't direct it to Faise. He's not the censor of this. Just direct it to the room. Right? And then she wasn't understanding at that point, well, you just slighted me. Because they did come in and they've asked other people questions, and nobody was told to not ask others questions. But then when they want to ask me questions, you'll say, don't censor myself. It was ongoing like that. It was other sisters, somebody named Rempet, some other shit. And she was saying, because I was talking about how I would say certain things and then Pop would come around and say it, or how I'll do certain things and Pop go around and do it. And I said, this is the type of relationship that I want to talk to people about. Like, this can't be faked, and I'm still learning about it. And I was a child when he told my mother in that last class that only the true psychics will be in tune. So I wasn't there to hear him say that. So how am I landing in the seat of the true psychic? I said, I think this is something that people need to activate. Whatever that ET movie is where he said, I'll be right there talking to you in your head, right? I think people need to be activating that psychic shit. Whatever that knowing movie is when they said only those who heard the call, I think that's what people need to be activating. I know y'all love the doctrine. I know y'all love these books. I know y'all love the bookstore. I know you love your garb. I know you love the party. I know you love the Zed Fest. He said it. He had a class. We have our own time. And he said, some of y'all, I'll come to you in your dreams. Some of you, I'm going to be communicating with you. I'm like, what is he talking about? Because if he was going to be here physically, why would he have to say he coming in the dreams? And he was saying this when he was out. And then he leaves the scene. And he has been coming to me in my dreams my whole life. And one of the main things is so interesting leading to this whole talk that we having. One of the main dreams I remember, I was 7 years old at my grandmama's house. And he came from outside. He came from out the backyard. And he had on this white linen. And he was walking like the George Jeffrey got the hip hoppers walk, pimp walk, right? And I said, yo, master teacher. Because that's why I used to call him the master teacher. Until I got older, I started saying Pops, and then it went to Malachi, right? So, and I say Pops because I heard my dad say it mostly, but a lot of the elders used to say it too. So he come out, I say, master teacher. He said, robot. I say, I want to be just like you when I grow up. You want to know what he said?
What?
What do you think he said?
Don't.
Exactly.
Be like yourself.
There you go. You more on point than what you might think. Because if you can answer that and you can go to that space like you just did, and you literally answered it in the 2 parts that it is, you're on your way. Put the marijuana down. Don't listen to nobody. Don't explain it to anybody. Just do it. They won't know. They're not going to get it.
Hey,
He said,
Quick.
no, you don't.
I just tell you something, bro.
He said, no, you don't. You said what?
Nah, I just want to tell you something, bro.
Go ahead.
I'm not even high. I'm not even high no more. I, when I told you, when I feel like I just be wasting money to smoke or whatever, and I just do it, it's just the action. I really don't be. It's like I
Yeah,
really don't need it.
you breaking
I'm
out of
just
the
trying to.
habit. You
Yeah,
breaking out of the habit.
I'm trying to kick the habit
Yeah.
for real. That's what it is.
So then you just you need to form a new habit. You need to form a new habitat. You know what I mean? Do you jog?
Nah, I was in a car accident in December, so my back type fucked up right now. I'm going through some medical shit, but I haven't been in the gym in a
I
minute.
think you should. I
You
think
know
you
what I'm
should
saying?
walk. I think you should jog. Right. I don't
I
know about your neighborhood. Is it pretty calm?
yeah, nah. I moved out the hood. I say in my pops, whatever. But nah, like physically, like my lower back, I got rear-ended by a 16 wheeler at a red
I
light.
understand.
So like my lower back is like fucked up. Like I can't even be walking for that long for real. So
I understand. You should
jogging,
walk
running,
as long as you can tolerate. You
yeah,
should
yeah.
start walking. You should start walking. All right. So let's moving on to that. I hear you. You got to put it down. That's for you, right? Because you was able to hear, so you don't need to be playing around with time. Check this
Yeah,
out.
nah, I
Don't
know, cause
don't miss what
I
I'm saying either. I'm
nah,
not saying this to you because we on live.
nah, bro.
Okay,
I
you was
know,
able to
100%.
go there. You need to put it down. I'm saying it repetitively, so it'll be on your subconscious, right?
Yeah,
Right? You need to put that
yeah,
down. That's for you. You don't got to explain it to nobody. All these other people trying to make excuses, talking about what the ancestors did. We don't even have time to be sitting around trying to convince people. You just got to put it down, and you're gonna be able
nah,
to hear, like they said in the Noah movie, only those who heard the call. Got to be able to hear, and you can. So he did say to me, "No, you don't. You want to be like you." And I was 7, and I listened. I listened to him because before I was 7, before that dream, I knew in my whole heart I wanted to be like Malachi York. I just knew. I just admired everything. I would sit when everybody was playing, and any of my family would tell you this. My Umi would tell you this. When people would be playing outside and all this other stuff, I would be sitting for hours on end, reading the books and listening to the tapes. And I would place myself there to the point where some parts would be confusing and I'll have to just listen back over it and back over and back over, see if I could envision what he was doing when he said certain things. Like one time when he was like walking up and down the earth and to and fro. He said, "You want me to show you what that looks like?" I'm like, I'm trying to see it because I had to place myself there. I didn't have the video. What I think he did was he made the cross symbol and did the Masonic stance just based off of how people responded. And my point is, I used to place myself there and
Yeah.
listen to him teach all the time. When people like, "Yo, man, you able to say pop stuff verbatim?" Yeah, that comes from listening to the teachings over and over and over to the point where if I hear a new one, I'm kind of offended. I'm like, what do you mean there's one I hadn't heard? You understand? Because that's how much in the books, just reading on to the next one. Reading. I don't even know all the titles of the books. I just know that if you wanted to give me a gift, my godfather, Emmanuel, used to do this. If you wanted to give me a birthday gift, bring me a basket of Dr. Malachi York books. And he would. So for him to say, no, you don't want to be like me. You want to be like you. I think what he was doing there was he
Destroying the
was
ego.
dead. Boy, you need to put that weed down. You need to put that
Yeah.
weed down because you took that shit straight out my fucking brain. You need to put that shit down, family. Somebody trying
Yeah.
to pull you somewhere. And,
Yo,
and
right.
it ain't just the marijuana. You're gonna know. It's not just the marijuana. It's that they're testing you to see if you can do that. And then they're going to help you. It may be painful at times, but they're going to help you pull a few different layers off you. And watch
Yeah.
what's going to happen. Give yourself to, well, they said, I saw June, right?
Mm-hmm.
20th, the solstice. But there was something else about August that's coming your way. And you need to be not trying to get ready in July. You need to be getting ready now. There's something
Okay.
August, because when I jumped to June 20th, it ricocheted and hit August. So you need to be getting ready. Your uploads. You.
Okay. Yeah. I'm
That
listening.
means more water. That means walking daily. You say you can't walk as much as okay. If you walk daily, you don't gotta walk as much. Just walk
Yeah.
daily. If you can get yourself up a mile in at least daily, you. This is you.
Yeah.
Bro, watch what happens. Watch what happens. And it's just a beautiful thing because I don't know you. So when this happens like this, all right,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
let me tell you what's happening. People that have an issue with me, they can't hear. They're not paying attention. And they think it's a body thing. They think it's a flesh person thing. It's not that. That's not even
This is
how my realm is set up. That's not how
that's
my
not
life is set up. It's not based on body.
it's my shit based on energy, frequency, like sun on
It's based
like
on events. Mine. It's based
yours basically.
on occurrences, and I'm an event. So
Yeah.
I'm watching. That's why I don't know if you were there. One of the sisters got on here, called me a fraud, said my soul was a fraud. She was
Yeah.
just saying all kind of
I was
stuff,
listening. I was listening to it. I was here. I was here.
right?
I was here.
And how did it end? What did she say? She said, "I love you."
Yeah.
Why? Because what people don't understand is that's happening with a lot of people. People are irritated, not understanding that if I'm irritating your spirits at this point in time, maybe it's not your spirits. So let yourself be here. You see people come up here, they come here one way and they leave with love.
Leave a whole nother way.
And that can't be faked. It's not scripted. And that's a woman now. You ain't gonna just change no woman mind when she got an opinion about you.
Oh yeah, but yeah, point blank, especially with the smoke detector, with
It ain't
what is
happening.
Like when she came on
And
live
when
on
she came on
Facebook,
here, she felt love. She
and
wanted to
when she
laugh and
came
joke.
back, yeah, when she came back and he was explaining the B and the 1 and the 13, the
Yeah,
basic shit,
yeah.
and she was like, well, oh yeah, I ain't get it 'cause it's all physical. In my head, I'm like, yo, you living
That was
in the
ego.
physical. How you don't get it?
That
I'm
was
like,
ego.
what?
So that can happen from an imbalance of masculinity and femininity also. What I'm not here to diagnose it. I'm just saying, okay, that was the ego part. Because when she started, I could tell, I could read beyond just the person. So when she
Hmm.
started saying, yeah, I'm over here fucking my nails up, fucking with you, da da da. I said, see, you want to love. You don't want to hate me. You just was triggered because I spoke about marijuana. You were following me and supporting my post before that. It was love before that. But when I said the weed thing, then it became irritation. Listen, I'm not trying to paint myself out like no perfect, nothing, da 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 da. One thing I know, if I could speak here, the Most High don't use perfect people. The Most
100%.
High just grab somebody and say, go. They don't care if you cleaned your room that day. They don't care if your sneakers is squeaky clean. They don't care if you got the highest credit score. They don't care if you the smartest out the tool shed. They just say go, and they want the one who gonna go, right? So yeah, man, it's a beautiful thing. Yeah, that's her sister. She was like, I love you, and she like, can we talk again? I said, yes, we can. I'm serious. Yes, we can. Why? Because love transcends all. And if I was operating how people say, if I'm this demon, if I'm this fake light, how am I able to exemplify it like that? And literally demonstrate. You demonstrate, you're getting demons straight. You straighten out demons in real time. How am I able to do this? And y'all thinking, that's what I'm saying, there's no script. So then you're telling me I'm able to deal with each and every person tailored to their own experience. And somehow that makes me the fake light, but these people who've been trying to put out this universal one size fits all doctrine of spirituality somehow got the true light. When each and every one of you are going through your own experiences. So then if there are 95 of y'all here, why is it that when I'm speaking to him, somehow you're being lifted up? And I'm really asking because I don't know. I'm really asking. That's what y'all don't understand. I'm really asking, how is this? Why is this? And the reason why I'm asking is to show y'all I'm on the journey too. Sometimes they just, okay, I'm gonna tell you what I did.
Okay.
Maybe this is where I fucked up at. Maybe this is where I lucked up at. This is what I did years ago. I was young. I said, just use me. Just use me. I don't people think when I step forth and step on people's toes, that it's my ego, all that other stuff. No, they put their feet in the way and I'm walking here.
Yeah.
They
Mm.
they tried to trip you up. You didn't see that?
Yeah.
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 Okay. No, it's not ego, because listen, if it was my ego, I'd go the fuck up on everybody that even try me. Men and women. I go the fuck clean off on everybody. No. Somebody, your soul is a fraud.
Mm.
My ego in the back saying, let me at her. My heart saying, watch. My mind saying, watch. And then you'll see sometimes, and that's why the doctor has in that position. Sometimes you may be dealing with a patient that's just furious, but they're not mad at you. So, what, you gonna knock them out, or are you trained to show and prove that you know how to deal with that particular patient? And then you might meet another patient, they get a little friendly with you, don't understand you can't be getting friendly with me like that. Then you got another patient over here that they just wanted to talk to you. There's niggas in the comments that came around later like, yo, I got more respect for you now. Yeah, y'all didn't think I'd talk to y'all. because y'all think I'm them. Do I need to say that again? My people don't think I'll talk to them. My people don't think I'll walk with them and get out that pulpit. I do. I'm not here to talk and teach and just talk at you. I want you to talk to me. Look how long we've been on here.
Yeah,
I don't know you.
for a minute.
I don't know you, but I know you.
Yeah, for
Right?
that.
Some
Yeah,
people are scared because somebody come on here and teach and they scared to lose whatever light they think they had and spotlight, and a lot of that be about women. Niggas be scared to lose the women because they think the women admire them because they smart and all this stuff. I don't have those type of fears.
yeah,
I want to talk, and I'm excited about what I'm finding, right?
yeah,
And when I shoot and you see me shoot, don't shoot me. You don't know what they did. You don't know what they did because I don't know what they did. You hear me?
yeah.
But when the Most High say shoot, you shoot.
Shoot, yeah.
That's the walk. Come on. I can ask Melchizedek later, but I know better than to be. I got my gun pointed. They say, all right, shoot that one. But why we got it? I won't be allowed to walk with Melchizedek.
Mm.
It ain't your ability to ask why that's put front and center. It's you're challenging that which you don't even understand yourself that'll have you removed from that order. You don't even understand why you're being told it, right? You don't even understand the nature of the telling or the order. You don't even understand the nature of the target. You're saying you want to take and walk with this person who understands that nature beyond what you do or what you can in your state before you transform. And they ask you to do something and you got something to say back. You're,
Mm.
you're going to feel a departure sensation when you do stuff like that. You question the role that you've been placed in and the order you don't understand about. And you said, I'm going to walk with you. I'm going to do this. Just use me. And then they put you there and you want to talk back and fight back. Watch what happens. You're going to feel it's going to feel like a cooling sensation. Say, what happened? They've left you. They've left you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It ain't just
yeah,
demons that influence
yeah,
or speak
yeah.
into your life, into your heart, into your brain. It ain't just evil people or nefarious beings. If you can hear
You
the
can hear.
voice of what they call the good ones or the guiders or the guides, oh yeah, you'll listen. And everything I'm saying, again, I'm not telling nobody to believe me. I'd rather you pay attention to what happens when someone get on here and they calling me a fraud, a liar, a demon, and all of this stuff, and fake this, fake that, da 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 da. And then they get off and tell me that they love me at the end and that they want to talk again and that all is all good and they thought I was gonna be this way. I'd rather y'all pay attention to that than anything I taught you. I'd rather you pay attention to that than any piece of doctrine I done brought you. I'd rather you pay attention to the soul that can't be fake when y'all see me being placed in these positions of pressure. Because you know somebody when they under pressure for sure. That's when that's when they have to come forth. You apply pressure. So you don't think it's
Yeah,
pressure, all the stuff y'all been seeing me dealing with over the past 3 weeks plus, and all you seeing is more, and that's what I'm telling you, that's that purple light. Because that being doesn't have the same connection with emotions that human beings do. And I know that. I just don't know how I know that. But when I see it, when I see an emotion, I don't I don't feel and experience how I used to. Now it's just the emotion is telling me that this type of information or stimulation is warranting this specific type of response. And then there are degrees to that response. And then I have a decision of whether or not I want to access and utilize one of the degrees of that response, or I want to go back to the center. And I just go back to the center. I don't need to respond to that. I don't need to have an emotional response. I don't need to have an egotistical response. I don't need to be offended. So then if you've chosen, yet you fall in the category where they say many will offend one another. right? You might want to be thinking about what your position is. Don't be offended by what I'm saying. Don't be hating me for what I'm saying. And if you see me come at Rashad Jamal, whether it's Rashad Jamal, Young Pharaoh, Brother Polite, 19 Keys, Nature Boy, Bobby Hemmett, Brother Panic, anybody, instead of getting upset and wanting to fight me for it, how about this? Pay attention to the fact that they don't want it. They're not stepping forth. They ain't stepping forth. And I ain't come out and say, fuck all y'all niggas, I hate y'all hairdos. No, I challenge I challenge what you teach. And they don't want it. And they don't want it not because they don't not want it because of me. They don't want it because of Malachi.
Ego.
No, because of Malachi. They know about the teacher. And they know what he's about. So that's why I was just talking to him, like literally speaking out loud to him, saying, yo, man, you need to come on. It's about that time. This is what the world need, just to see you walking out. And he the type of person that even the ones who turned on him, because he said this before, he said, I love y'all anyway. Right? He said, I heard him say, he said, y'all want me to be mad at these people. He said, I'm too old to be mad at them. He said, y'all be mad at them. Y'all got time to be mad. He said, I don't have time to be mad at these people. I'm too old. So, yeah. And he said, if these people teaching his information, he said, that's good. He said, let them teach it. He said, because when I come out, guess who they going to all come to?
Me.
Me. He literally said that. He said, all the people he said, people talking about the people take my information. He said, that's good. Let them take it and let them teach it. He said, because when people come out, they gonna want the whole thing when he's released. So yeah, I would tell you, bro, you know what to do, right? Put that down. Give yourself time and space to know what it feels like to depart from it. Create new habits daily, and keep listening. And listen to when the wind blows, just pay more attention. You'll see, right?
Yeah.
When the insects, the bees, the wasps, when they fly by, pay attention, and you'll see. Because one thing I can't do, I can't be the experience for you.
Facts.
When you detach from that one thing, they testing you to see if you can. Detach from that one thing, and they're going to walk you into something else. And by August, there's going to be a lot of things that would have changed with you, and you will be ready for what's coming for you. And it's a good thing, a great thing. So people don't ask, don't explain to nobody, right? I mean, unless you want to, you can do what you want to do. I'm advising that you don't explain to anybody the things that the decisions you're making internally.
Yeah.
Don't explain it. Just do it. And why am I saying don't explain it? Because you're going to give people the opportunity to speak against it. And that's a subconscious thing. And you don't even have to deal with it.
Yeah.
All right? You got any questions before we get up out of here?
Yeah. Nah.
All right.
My fault. Yeah. Nah. No questions. Yeah, I appreciate this talk. Whatever you answer my questions. I just wanted you to explain. What was your experience with Dr. Malachi? What your
My
experience with
experience, let me
Tamara?
get this to you.
Yeah.
My experience with Dr. Malachi York is still a mystery to me.
Okay.
It's still a mystery to me, bro. Every time I think I understand it, he one up me.
He like
Every
more
time
to
I
you.
think I get it, he do some other shit. Right?
Yeah.
I was talking to my homie about a dream I had where he had on this old school throwback with a Kango, right? And the Lyft driver pulls up, and it happens to be a Lyft driver that I met in 2022. And he used to know Malachi.
Well, he knew Malachi. He knows Malachi.
Mm-hmm. I'm listening.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, you was reconnecting. You was reconnecting.
Yeah, the point is he knew Malachi. They used to write letters and everything back and forth about the doctrine, all of that, about the books, and he used to read his books and talk about things that was going on with the Sunni Muslims, all that. So as soon as I get in the car with him, I said, "Yo, would you happen to be such and such from Philly?" And he was like, "Yeah." He said, "You was in Philly?" I was like, "Nah." I said, "But I met you in 2022. I never forget a face, right?" So I
Yeah,
basically told him, "Don't be alarmed that I just never forget a face."
yeah, yeah.
The point
That.
here is the nigga had on a Kango, and I had just got through talking to my mother minutes before he pulled up. I was at my only house.
Mm.
Minutes before he pulled up, I was talking to her about it. Nigga had on a Kango, bro. And we talked about Malachi the whole ride. It was a green Kango. My experience with Malachi is still a mystery because it's not just him. There are others, and I don't even know all their names or tones because I know names is still like that's important here. I don't know them, and I don't know who came to me when I was 12. I don't know them by name. I just know they got to be some type of military. The way they moved, and they seemed to exhibit emotions, and they wore a black uniform, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's still
Yeah.
a mystery, and I know that it's set up a certain way. Maybe I'm being initiated, and that this whole thing is the initiation. I don't know. However, one thing I know that kept me in the light is just my ability to bear witness, especially when I don't understand it. I'll just say, listen, I bear witness. That's more reason for me to
Mm-hmm.
bear witness that I don't understand something. So when I see people out here acting like they're him, the reason why I'm on their ass so heavy is because there's nobody like that being. He's the truth. I don't know how. I don't know why. That ain't even up to me. I'm just telling y'all, you got to have your own connection to this thing here called Nuwapu. And some of y'all may be attracted to different parts of it for whatever reason, genetically, right?
Mm-hmm.
All I would say is don't let me be your last like resort or resource when it comes to figuring out Tama Ray and Malachi. Don't let me be the last say. You have to open that ear. You have to hear. You want to know what you can do? Just not around people so they don't think you're crazy.
What?
Ask him.
Ask
Ask him.
Malachi.
Ask him. Ask him questions. Listen, test not what I'm saying alone. Don't just test me, test him. Oh, he claims to be this interdimensional being and have the ability to be telepathic and travel across the realms and da da da. Test him out. See if he can pick up on certain things. All I'm gonna tell you is don't get scared.
Nah, I
Don't
don't
get
think I don't
scared.
think I
Listen, let me sit here humbly with you.
okay.
Bro, I know and I still test them and still get shook. I'm gonna say it one more time so you can understand. I know and I still test them. Jetta test them. And I still get shook. I still be shook. Listen, I was watching the Sinners parody,
Mm-hmm.
right? Eating
Yeah.
some fries. Wasn't that long ago. So I was watching a parody for the movie Sinners. Chilling. Me and my wife.
go off. Guess who face pop up?
Malachi.
Front and the center. And I'm not talking about like just no face like one of the pictures where you got like the full body. I'm talking about the face that he looking right at me when he pop up. I'm like, damn. I'm like, what is it now? What happened? What I need to be doing? What? Not this. Okay. You understand?
I should be watching this. Was like you.
Yeah. Not even that you're not supposed to be watching this. Is like he was telling. Okay, I'll talk to you.
Yeah.
He was telling me keep my eyes open. If he got to tell me that, come on. He was telling me stay on guard. Keep watch. Do you recognize? You familiar? Keep watch. Don't go to sleep. Stay up in this hour. Okay?
Yeah.
That's what he was telling me. And he was looking right at me. Like he popped up. You know, there's a difference. You're watching a YouTube video and somebody's video with their face on it pops up. You understand that?
Yeah.
That's regular. And then you're watching a YouTube video and his face pop up. The YouTube video has nothing to do with him.
His face just randomly.
I have to tell you both sides so you'll understand that some people are hearing one thing, other people are understanding the other. Some people are hearing that I'm talking about a YouTube video that pops up after a YouTube video that's regular. Other people are hearing that it don't matter if it's on the YouTube video, somebody name that pop up. It don't matter, bro. You could be out at the club. The bartender name gonna be Zodak. This is what is meant by don't be the first to ignore our signs. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, test them. Test them. That goes back to what I was telling you, that they got upset when we said I was censoring myself and I wanted to be the light and all that. And I was, for a little while I was confused, but then it made sense. I'm like, that's not my family. They're not one of us. We have our own light. Why would I want to be him? And then they were telling people, oh, he wants to be Baba's successor. And I had to like write him a letter back and say, yo, can you take that back? What make you think I want to inherit y'all? Because, you know, the successor inherits the nation of people.
Yeah.
I don't want it. I don't want it. And even if he want to tell, we're going to have to talk about it. I don't want it. So, no, on record, I don't want to be his successor. Why are we even talking about his success? He's still here.
He ain't leave.
We don't need a successor. The story ain't even finished. To even talk about his successor means you don't know who that is. You don't know why he's here. So I'm telling you and everybody, this for everybody, test Malachi. Test him. Play his voice when you're going to sleep. No, I'm not telling you to follow some man. You don't even got to listen to me. You know that? Before they start, and that's talking to you and everybody. Y'all don't have to listen to me before somebody try to tell y'all I'm trying to recruit y'all to some shit they don't even know about. They don't even know what the fuck it is to be recruited to. Before somebody tell y'all I'm trying to recruit y'all to worship some man, please pay attention to how many niggas they put up on a pedestal. Please pay attention to how they worship Bobby Hemmett. They worship Brother Panic. They worship Young Pharaoh. They worship Rashad Jamal. They worship Umar Johnson. They worship it. Please pay attention to how many niggas they worship. And somehow me telling y'all about Malachi is me telling y'all to worship him.
It's crazy.
Because they ain't going to do it. They not going to tell you about him because they don't know about him. I'm telling you, man, you can't make my story up. And the way they mixed in my little shit, my ingredients to have this conversation with y'all at this point in time? Nah, test them out. When y'all are about to go to rest, you can play as teachings. It ain't just gonna be the teachings. Your dreams will be different. It'll be wisdom coming through. It ain't just the knowledge. Wisdom is that shit that can't be fake. You can fake knowledge. Can't fake wisdom. Wisdom comes through. Truth is in the sound of his voice. Go listen to AMOM, AMOM meditation. All of y'all can do this, especially as we approach the 3 a.m.
Oh yeah, that's the perfect hour.
Exactly. In the AMOM meditation, he says, "Truth is in the sound of my voice." You can listen to test them out. How many of y'all been on here when I say, "Let's see what he got to say," and I press a random part in the video, and he start talking about exactly what we were talking about? And y'all be thinking I memorize these. No, I don't. I'm telling you the truth. I just go to a video and click somewhere random. I intentionally click a random spot.
In the videos.
And the shit, he still be talking. One time it was my voice. That's why I tell you I test him. But that shit shook me up. One time I went to one of my teachings and pressed play on somewhere random, and niggas say it was my voice. All I came to do was set this whole record straight. And that's his words. Test it, bro. Fuck what these people talk about. It's too late in the game. And I already showed y'all they scared. They don't want to deal with it. They don't want to face the truth. Don't listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what time we in. Listen, I used to tell the pharaohs when we was in high school, nigga, if something ever happened to me, run and grab a Dr. Melikazi York book and go from there. I said, because that's who know what's up. I was teaching that in high school. 10 years later, ain't nothing changed. The furthest we gonna get with these people is somebody trying to make some type of economic move. Something about some money being made that they're gonna be able to take the money and start a community, and we buy land and we buy stocks and shares and cryptocurrency. And you're gonna just see them get rich. And then those same people they said they were gonna do all this for, they're gonna dwindle off, and then next thing you know, they got another Corvette. And they saying next thing you know, they're gonna be like, I'm back to the drawing board. People don't understand. That's a business saying. You with me? So we don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on to the extent that Malachi does. I know what's going on, not to the extent in which he does. You with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
So test him out. Listen to his teachings, meditation, and then when you can do this, you can speak. And if I'm full of shit, it ain't gonna, or maybe it ain't for you then. But maybe I'm just making this up. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is something you can test. When you got a question, you can be like, yo, such and such and such and such. Here go my question, such and such and such. If the answer is this, let this happen. If the answer is that, let that happen. And make it random. Make it random. I'm telling you, test it. Make it random. Make it be like, yo, if I'm not supposed to do this, let somebody come up and offer me a peach. And then you walk outside, somebody be like, yo. And you're like, what? You want this? What's that? It's a t-shirt. Okay, what color is that? It's peach. Don't be scared. That's all I'm saying. Because now you playing what we playing at.
Yeah.
Now you playing what we are. Don't be afraid. And then you'll see. I think you already see it. No, Faise ain't tripping. Omari ain't tripping. I'm not tripping. I'm still that same little 3-year-old boy who they used to visit when I was younger. Now I just got more vocabulary. Now I just understand it more. No, I was on Tom Ray. These motherfuckers lying. They lying. they lying about everything out here. I know what the true light is through experience, not from a book or a YouTube video, TikTok reel. I know it from experience. I want y'all to know it from experience, which is a beautiful thing, because the fact that y'all weren't even there, and a lot of y'all are transforming and finding your way, and I'm watching your auras change. I'm watching things, and y'all never touched Tom Ray, right? Y'all are proving more of what he said. That those ones who are going to be true and willing, or faithful and true, they hadn't even touched the books. They never knew who he was. That just proves more of how powerful Nuapu is. All of y'all who came down here in January, there was a night, y'all remember that night, if y'all in here, what happened that everybody did? Everybody cried. Everybody cried. It was 13, 14 people. All of us cried. Some people cried for an hour straight. And I'm not exaggerating. And I'm not talking about no sniffs. Yeah, Phil.
Yeah, Paul.
Phil, I thought you didn't cry. I'm like, this nigga Phil, the only nigga who didn't cry. But somebody said you cried, you just cried off to yourself somewhere. I thought your ass didn't cry. I'm like, damn, everybody except Phil. Even I cried. I cried, I think, when they played the, what song was it? Cause we were listening to music and everything. Everybody was in the living room. We did this situation where we set it up like a beach. But yeah, I cried. I think it was through the, I Told the Storm. It might have been that. Either way, I cried. Everybody cried. You say, yeah, you were trying to hold it in. Yeah, okay, yeah, the one you were there. Yeah, I know I ain't gonna let y'all say y'all were there if you wasn't there, right? So don't even try it. Yeah, the one, Phil, y'all were there. So everybody cried, right? Now, did I say 1, 2, 3, cry? No, that was unexpected, right? And it was beautiful, and it was needed too, and it just happened. So that is what I'm saying. You know, I just bear witness, man. I don't want people. I don't need people to be perfect, meaning infallible. I don't need people to be coming from a Christian background and never got a scratch on their car.
Yeah.
We just need people to be serious. We just need people to care.
Nah, I saw that.
That's it. Because, come on now. Time is running out. And if you want of ours, listen, what you going to do? That's it. Because we going to talk to 14 million to reach 144,000. You understand that?
Yeah.
So if I'm talking to 87 people, I'm probably not talking to nobody right now. That's the ratio. However, okay, and maybe somebody 2, 3 weeks from now listen to the replay and they'll be like, this was for me. And they'll make a decision. Because it ain't just we talk to you and your decision is there, and just because we spoke to you, now you've made it. No, you only make it along with your decision. Let's say everybody ain't gonna make it. The make it that they talking about, here's what you can go tell them. Here's something new. When they say everybody ain't gonna make it, say yeah, everybody won't make the decision. Right? Maybe everybody won't. The make it that you're talking about, you must be talking about the decision to do better, the decision to abstain, the decision to refrain, the decision to be disciplined, the decision to do this, the decision to fast, the decision to do that. Okay, you're right. Maybe everybody won't have their willpower in place to be able to do that. Okay. However, some will. And even if it's few, I put it in a book I just put out, Protect the Crown. The few that you say for you, the few is for you. You can hear it in the phonetics. If you're of the few, it's for you.
Yeah.
Beautiful thing about it, I'm telling you, I'm not going to tell you anything but the truth.
Malachi was the one and is the one who put this whole thing on the road. You're only witnessing this from one of the students. And I'm one of the true and faithful. I didn't have access to him walking around talking to him like the elders, especially people older than me, did. So this just goes to show the exhibiting that I'm showing you, the exhibition of Nuwapu, it can't be taught through some book.
Yeah.
So it works because I didn't learn it from him being around him. Somehow, me reading the books, listening to the teachings, all of that, and being who I am genetically, the activations took place. And here we are. Because if y'all think about it, everybody talking about this, that, and the third, there are so many millions of other pathways I could have taken, right?
Yeah.
I could have worked for the UPS truck. I could have drove UPS trucks. I could have worked for Amazon. I could have been working for Kmart. I could have been a doctor, a lawyer, anything. I could be anything. Right? Butterfly in the sky. Nuwapu, you could be anything. Oh, by the way, that man who's reading the book said, check it out. He's shouting Malachi York out, by the way.
Okay.
Because that's what Dr. York used to say. Don't believe me. Check it out. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, now you might think about reading Rainbow differently. But yeah, we could have been anything, but we chose this path. Yep, reading Rainbow. And we were taught you better read. Yeah, and I'm not trying to put everybody down who might be driving, like I see somebody say forklift operator. What I'm saying is I could have done anything if it was just about money. Money is everywhere. But look what we're doing at 227. You see what I'm saying? I think that's a scripture too. I gotta look that up. But look what we're doing at 227. Talking about this. And that ain't new because we stay doing that.
Yeah.
Right? So I love being able to answer y'all questions and giving y'all formulas that you can use. It's getting real. That sun's getting hotter. All right?
Thank you. Yo, Faise, I
Staying
appreciate this
strong.
conversation for real.
I hear you. Thank you too, because you being here is more confirmation of who and what I am, and that the decisions I've made are right and exact. Y'all help reflect it back on to me that I've made the right decisions, and that's all I wanted to do. I ain't want to go about it the wrong way. So if I'm able to reach you, then thank you for allowing it to be known or shown that I can or that I have.
No problem. No problem. And another thing, do
You got
that
it.
water bottle on the forehead, Pioneer, do that really work?
Yeah, it does, but they couldn't get past the water bottle part. They couldn't get past. They got stuck. That's but I left it up there. I think like 2 million views, but they couldn't get past just the water bottle part. They couldn't get past whether or not it was Dasani water. They didn't watch the video fully. If you talk about activating your third eye, you definitely should be able to watch a video, right?
Yeah,
So
nah, right.
the main focus of the video was focus. It's not the water bottle that works. It's not the water that does it. Even when I said, imagine the water dripping through a tiny hole and making contact with your pineal gland, did they pay attention to the fact that I showed them where their actual pineal gland is?
Yeah, you showed
Not
them. I
this
don't know if they
bendy
got it.
forehead shit they got going on. That's not your pineal gland. That's your forehead. I showed them where it is. Even explained, I said, this is going to help you locate the pineal gland so that you can literally understand what it is finally. And where it is finally. It's about focus and concentration. This is a focus exercise. This is a concentration exercise. I posted a video. I said, this is going to be beautiful. It's going to be lovely. Boop, 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 notification. Boop, boop, boop. I said, yes, they're loving it. I already knew this was going to help a lot of people.
Why are you using Dasani water? We don't drink Dasani water. Don't you know about BPA? Don't you know about plastic? Don't you know about, why don't we just use glass? And I had to tell them, that's why y'all are not the teachers. First of all, why would I tell somebody to put glass on their fucking forehead and lay down on it so y'all could be like, I'm the reason why some motherfucker broke glass on their eyes and cut their eyes out? You're not the teachers for a reason. And it's not about the plastic, the water, or the brand. It was about the same thing you're exhibiting that you lack. Focus. That's what it was about.
Yeah.
I gave people something that you go through schools years to get. I helped them shift around all the bullshit, get right to what it would really be required to activate that pineal. Because people think it's the gland. I'm telling you, it isn't the gland. There's a field around it that you have to be able to tap into magnetically. And that must be tapped into by, guess what? Knowing how your brain works and where it is to even locate it.
Yeah, nah.
And I learned this at 13.
Yeah, nah. I learned this when I was dealing with the chakras when I was like freshman in high school
Exactly.
and all of that. Like, so when I seen that video, I'm like, yo, I hope people don't really think putting water on their head really going to just make the pineal gland or their third eye just magically open. I'm like, I hope people don't really like think
I
that.
didn't say that. I ain't even say that in the
Nah.
video.
Yeah, nah. I know. That's what I was
That's
like
my
when I
thing.
was reading it. I'm
Hey, I
like,
want you, when you
yeah,
get
I
off
hope
here, I
that.
want you to really go listen to the video again.
Mm,
I explained it in the video that it wasn't about the water. It was about focus. It was an exercise for concentration and focus.
nah,
You can't even be attentive enough to watch a video thoroughly. You're not even, don't worry about whether or not it's plastic. You're not activating shit. Don't even worry about it. That's going to be the thing for the rest of it. Don't even worry about it.
bro, that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, yo, I hope people really don't think that, like the water in the bottle. I'm like, but nah, yeah. As again, I appreciate this conversation. I don't
Sure.
want to take up much of your night. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and about the law of one, the Book of Ra, I'll DM you that. You know what I'm saying? If you want to look into it, you know, you could. But as again, I appreciate this conversation and have a blessed one.
All right, you as well. What was your name?
My name's Jordan, but I go by like CO2, O2.
CO2?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
CO2.
All right, good to meet you, CO2.
All right, good to meet you, Faise. Have a good one.
Peace.
Peace.
All right, y'all. How y'all feeling? Another day. Literally now. What's the name of what video? The third eye? Third eye hack? It's the video where you see that guy who's very in shape, who's talking about the water bottle. That was me. Yeah, it's that video. Third eye hack. It's on the top of my page. Yeah, it was beautiful. That's what I'm saying. Where is this demonic listen, somebody came through and was in the Telegram groups, and then I think they didn't participate because they were in one of the sisters groups, but they didn't participate all the way, and something happened and they wound up getting removed. And next thing you know, they were making videos saying that I was a snake, that I started a cult, and only a matter of time, I'm gonna show people I'm a snake, and she know I don't want to put no women in position to rule, and da and a man want to run everything. And what was so crazy was the three main houses, or the three main Telegram groups, or the three Telegram groups were ran by women. There was a woman over the language group, there was a woman over the goddess room or the women chat, and there's a woman over the lighthouse. like literally all of them are women. And I didn't let anybody disrespect them or slight them or try to undermine their position. And when they made a decision, people tried to go tell me, I said, listen, they made that decision, that they run that. Yet they were telling people, I don't want women to be rulers. I said, damn, it's so crazy how everybody who come out here talking about I'm this, that, and the third, somehow at one point in time, they were trying to get close to me or be around me. And then something happened and you was removed and I didn't have anything to do with that. Somehow it's always my fault too, by the way. Everything my fault, which I take that because I come with leadership. Everything's my fucking fault. But I didn't do that. I didn't know you was gone. That's, I'm being slandered. I'm a snake. I'm this. You know what I mean? It should be crazy. So it's beautiful. It's also beautiful for people to be able to like come and witness. I get on these lives. I'm not just standing there screaming at y'all about the fucking reptilians. I'm showing you real life, Nuwapu. Nuwapu is real. It's in the way you deal with people. It's in the way you can talk. It's in the way you behave or function under pressure. It's in all of that. It's in the journey. It's in the music. It's in the, like, y'all notice, like, most of these spirit niggas be wanting to be rappers, right? That's a part of the other reason why they envious of me. Lately I've only been whooping their ass just with the knowledge and information and wisdom and understanding all that. Right knowledge, right wisdom, right understanding, sound, right reason. I just been whooping their ass with that. Nothing serious. Do y'all think they want to go bar for bar with me? Can we talk about it? Do y'all really think they want to go bar for bar with Faise One? Do y'all think that their music can stand there and show out by itself? Everybody knows, and everybody will know the truth. Same thing with other people doing their thing. Listen, I don't have no problem with y'all trying to do like spirit, drill, music, all this stuff. That ain't the thing. The thing is, we just don't want people to think y'all are the ones who care. That's it. When y'all doing your own thing, we don't have nothing to do. It's just when you start trying to step over into this thing, we gonna put you to that test because we just don't want people to find you and think you care if you don't. If you do, we'll see it. And we don't mind there being others. As you see, I post people on my story all the time. Once I can see that you care, no matter who you are. If I can post something and somebody else see it and somebody else see it and that be the reason why you blew up and even surpassed me, listen, people around me will tell y'all, those who've been around me will tell y'all, Faise told me he want me to be bigger than him. He want me to be bigger than he want me to outshine him. That's real life. You know what I mean? So as long as if you one of the ones who care, we don't got no problem with them, man. You can't be acting like you, because then we're going to have to see you. We'll see you. Because, again, it's time. All right? So I'm about to pop this fundraiser off today. All of y'all who in the chat, if y'all could drop ideas that y'all think, because other than that, I'm just going to tell people it's on. We raised $100,000. All right? I know it's like crazy, like, yo, we just did all that. Yeah, but I did tell y'all the fundraiser coming. So we did this same exact fundraiser in 2021, I think it was, for the Honey Bun Run. I think it's 2021. I'm going to go for 100,000 to put behind the music, to put behind film. So make mostly music and film. How I think I'm going to do it is every time we raise 1,000, my thought was to give away $300. So every time we get to 1,000, we give away 300. Something like that, maybe randomly or through draft or raffle, as they call it, or we do like competitions where people can do music and submit their music, like, positive raps and stuff like that, or just stuff people can, just so it ain't just we sending money to Faise and then he gets 100,000 and that's it, right? Which y'all know you see what I'm doing with nothing, so I'm a,
Y'all already know the whole spiel. All right, so I'm gonna pin the cash out real quick, and then I think I'm gonna go downstairs for a second and probably play a song or two. But yeah, if y'all want to help with that, cause we about to get it started, especially today, I'm gonna make a video and talk about it. Where my shit at? All right, yeah. Another thing, all of y'all who've been wanting features, cause I've been going in now, learning about this what you call it, AI. Oh yeah, they're not even gonna be able to fuck with me. Y'all give me another month with AI. Cause one thing about me is I get better with time. So the first big AI video I did was Letter to Kodak Black. You wawa? The first letter I did was Letter to Kodak Black. And man, we done went bigger than that since then. And I'm using so many. There's another trick, right? Or another code is you use more than one what do you call it? Engine. You use more than one program. I'm using about 7 programs, fam. You say what program you using? I'm using about 7 of them. So maybe I'll do a class on that. What y'all think? Maybe that could be a part of it. Do a class on AI for specifically like entertainment purposes, like meaning like people who want to do it for entertainment and make videos and movies and stuff. But yeah, it's a lot of programs. So I use Final Cut, I use Pika, I use Higgs, I use Hedra. It's a lot of them. It ain't just one. I use InShot because a lot of people just take an image, they generate it, and then they, what do you call it? They animate that generation. But you have to understand, you have to be strategic. Don't just animate the generation. When you get an image or you take an image, you utilize Photoshop if you have your Photoshop abilities, right? Let's say you got a picture of yourself and you got a car, Photoshop yourself into the car. That way, when you put that Photoshopped image into whatever the program is, it will believe you're in the car. And then guess what? You got a car shot. And what Higgs field is good for is like camera operation, right? Literally, like that's what it's built for camera movements. So they got car grip and everything. Yes, there's a lot of them. A lot of programs I'm using. And that's how we getting what we getting. But that ain't even it. That's why I'm gonna do the movie and everything. Like we gotta do this. Point being though, well, I'm not gonna say that part. I think that goes without saying. That yeah, I'm not gonna say that part. I think those who can hear will be able to hear that part, right? Because everything I do is for a reason. Yeah, I just don't do certain things certain ways. But yeah, there go the cash out for all y'all who want to get it started. I think we at saying that I will be able to put that and tell people that every $1,000 we raise, I plan to give $300 away. That's to encourage people to donate. That's encouraging people to participate, but also to show people, man, all I'm doing is so that we can, for one, I don't have to do too many smaller fundraisers in between. For two, maybe we don't hit 100,000, maybe we hit 60,000, 70,000, 40,000, whatever. Either way, we still have a boost, and I take that and put it behind what we're doing already. You know what I mean? So, yeah, just people can see. All right, let me see what I'm gonna play. We'll get up out of here. Right, I got the coldest Ninja Turtle game idea. That's what's up. That's what's up. I gotta find out when I'm gonna drop that letter to Tori. There's a lot of stuff I gotta do. A whole lot of shit. What we got on here? Dr. Malachi York.
Is your phone bill eating your hard-earned dollars? Then stop whatever you're doing and hear this out. Tello Mobile comes with the most affordable phone plans.
If you didn't get the Protect the Crown book, what do you call it? DM I am Asia. Will somebody type out Asia's username? You got to DM her. Or check your spam folder. But we did send them out. Unless you just recently sent for them, because we ain't sent them out yet. But if you sent them out about a week or two ago, if you sent a week or two ago, we sent them out. I thank you.
Now, if Ham was one of the triplets, so if Ham was black and Jacob was black, and Mizraim and Cush and Put were all black, then Noah must have been a Negro and perfect in his generation. You know what I'm saying? Follow the word of God, and everybody will be right. Everybody will get out those translations, stop listening to those preachers, don't know what the heck they're talking about, and get back to the original word. They don't have these problems. But they don't want to do that. They make me crazy. Because I spend my life as a language dissecting Semitic languages. They don't want to do that, you see. They want to get up there and just yell and scream and sound good. We could do that at a James Brown concert. And that preacher gets up there and preaches from the Bible and don't break down the word from the Hebrew. Is not using God's word, he's using King James word, it's a man's word. And he should take the time to master the language. Get out there.
So we're like at war with the devil.
War. That's putting it pretty lightly. When you go back to the Bible, you start to read in the Bible in Genesis again. Before I go into Genesis chapter 3, where the devil is first being introduced to us in Nakash, some people go to Mahaya, right? I want to read the last verse of Genesis chapter 2, so you can see how it leads into that. The last verse is the 25th verse, and it says, and they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed. They introduced something in there that's very important. They say man and woman were naked all through Genesis 2 and 1, but there was no shame. They wasn't good or evil yet. You know what I'm saying? But now we're going to introduce man into a new thing. Let's start with Genesis chapter 3, verse 1. It starts off by saying, now. Every time you hear now, you're identifying time. So after all that there, it says man and his wife were together, but they were naked. But they didn't know that they were naked because they didn't see it as something shameful. You know, name another country where that can happen at. Africa. They make fun of it in the Geographic magazine. But you go throughout Africa and some parts of South America, and people are still walking around buck naked. But because they haven't been introduced to religion, they haven't been introduced to shame, they haven't been introduced to the works of the devil, they don't know. So without that, a whole lot is cut off. Lust, rape, seduction, a whole lot of things that are introduced into the world and cut off just by virtue of the fact that a breastless woman in Africa is not a lust symbol. A person walking around naked in a community where everybody's naked, don't look at their body as something that someone should long or lust after. So you find out one of the devil's biggest tricks is lust and luster. And it's coming off the television and the media and the videos and the way they portray women. And they portray women as a lust symbol. That in itself is the works of the devil. And let's see how that happens and where it happens right here in Genesis chapter 3. It says, now the serpent, the word they use for serpent, here you listen to the serpent, you're thinking snake. First of all, let's establish that snakes do not, cannot, will not, if they wanted to, can't talk. They don't talk. Some snakes hiss, but they do not talk. They don't have a larynx. Then secondly, they're saying serpent in the King James Version, but the word there in Hebrew is nachash. Nachash. And it means a whisperer.
Co-producer is going to give you unique sounds that actually fits your track in seconds. Let me show you. First, let it listen.
It's not a serpent, it's a whisperer. Now why a whisperer? Because with whisperer comes suggestions. Evil suggestions. Whispering into the hearts of men. Evil people. Now let's say what it says. Now the whisperer, the Nachash, was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord God Here we go again. Who made the devil? The Elohim or the man God? The Lord God or Yahweh did this. Because this Yahweh, as it says, has in Genesis, same chapter 3, when we get near the end of it, knows good from evil because he's good and evil, because he said, at least the man become like one of us, knowing good and evil. And that he's admitting had to be someone who knows good and evil. And man knew good and evil, and the result of the man becoming wicked. So those angels must have also knew good and evil, and they must also be. So now they're talking about another angel, which they call a fallen angel. They call him Lucifer. They say he fell from the grace of God. Right? And now they're talking about him. But who did it? Who did it? The Lord God, not Elohim. Yahweh Elohim did it. A human God who was once amongst the good gods. A cherubim who was once amongst the seraphim who was cast from heaven. All right, let's see what it says. He was more subtle, more sneaky and conniving and manipulative. He was more subtle than any beast of the field. The word you find there in Hebrew is chay for beast. Chay, which really means living. It has nothing to do with any species or creature. And the word they have for field there is shoda, which simply means the land or outside. Note that they are comparing the beast of the field with a serpent, a reptilian, and they call them subtle or clever. Why would they compare a snake, a reptilian, to a beast of the field? He's more subtle than the beast of the field, which the Lord God had made but did not create. So the nature of evil is something that's made. And that's why Adam wasn't originally evil and Eve wasn't originally evil, but they became evil. At least man become like one of us. So evil is something that you can become. It's not something you were born. Babies ain't born evil. All right, man. And he said unto the woman, who? Nachash, Hanachash, the serpent, a snake, a reptile who's a beast of the field, made by Yahweh Elohim. He said, he spoke to the woman. Snakes don't talk. So we're talking about the symbolism. We're talking about the subtle, sneaky, climbing, and hissing nature of a snake. A low creature, they're saying. That's not what the medical community says. Because when you walk into any hospital, and a word simply means hospitality, they never profess to be able to cure you. It's not called a cure building. It's called a hospital. Hospital, they have to be hospitable to you. When you walk in there and look at the symbol above you, you see a sword with a snake climbing up it. And they call that the medical symbol. So they don't see it as a bad symbol. When Moses left out of Egypt during the Exodus, he had a big staff with a snake above it. A serpent in front of it, they say. The Israelites didn't look at it as bad. When did the snake become bad? They knew they wasn't talking about a snake. They knew they was talking about a symbol. It was talking about a nature of a person. And this person can speak. And that's what's frightening to them, why they got to make it a devil or a thing, because they'd have to explain how this serpent was a grown man who could speak in the garden if Adam and Eve were the first people on the planet. If this serpent is not God, then what is he doing in the garden talking? How did he get in the garden? How did he get a right to be inside a garden of delight? It's going to be paradise and perfect. How does imperfect creature get inside there? He must have looked just like Adam and Eve, or looked just like the angel, and those angels in that garden were walking in the cool of day. They looked just like man because man was made in their image, and after their likeness, man cannot be made in the image and after the likeness of a spiritual God and have a physical body. You can have the spiritual God blew his spirit into man, but man's manifestation in a physical form is a representation of his angelic beings who did the work of God, not the physical body. Is that illusion? All right, so listen to this. And he said unto the woman, the serpent's talking, yea, has Elohim. Now he just stepped out of his ground. He didn't go to Yahweh because he was created by Yahweh. Elohim. Yea, has Elohim said, ye shall not eat of every tree in this garden or in the garden? He's already questioning God. He's questioning Elohim's power. Check what happens. 2. And the woman said unto the serpent, so now Eve is speaking back to a snake. No woman in right mind, as I said many times, to talk to a snake. You know what I'm saying? So she must have saw a man standing there. And a man like herself, if he's standing with big old white wings and a halo and floating in the air, she wouldn't have asked him that same way. So he must have been standing looking just like any other human being. And the woman said unto the serpent, unto Nachash, which is his name, right? We may eat of the fruit of the tree of the garden. Number 3. But of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst or the middle of the garden, God, meaning Elohim, has said, ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye shall die, mut. Your time will end, mut. That's the Hebrew word for death. If you eat this tree or touch it, you'll die. Who says that in Leviticus chapter 11, verse 7 about pig? Don't eat it and don't touch it. People are eating and touching it every day, even though the Bible says don't do it. They make a holiday out of it. So that's the devil's work again, getting you to violate God's law. He used it right here again. Now watch what we're going to fall. And the serpent or Lachar said unto the woman, meaning to Eve, ye shall not surely die. He went up against God's word right there. He had the power to say, you ain't gonna die. God said you're gonna die, you ain't gonna die.
I'm about to cash a $50,000 check for an accident I was involved in over 5 months ago. The same.
He didn't have no fair God. He didn't have no fair rights to God or the power of God. He ain't gonna die. Now check what happens. For God, he's now talking or speaking on behalf of God. For God does know of the Elohim. For God does know of the gods. Remember, this is a plural. For God does know in the day you eat thereof, your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as God. And they try to stick a small g when you look at the King James Version of the Bible. The same word Elohim is there again, because it's a plural. No change. It ain't no big and small g's like I said in Hebrew. The letter is Gimel. And the letter that leads the word Elohim is Aleph. So it ain't no doggone capital G, no big Aleph, and no small Aleph. There's only one. And it says what there? Ye shall be as gods, knowing good from evil. Didn't we just cover that a little while back? The devil first introduced that thought. Now the man shall become like one of us, knowing good from evil. He's now saying that God does know that they eat every eye, you shall know good from. Same point. What is wrong with knowing good from evil? Nothing if you already got evil in you. But if you're all good because you're in God's grace, then knowing good from evil becomes a problem. But they told you they didn't know good from evil in verse 25 of chapter 2 because it said they were naked and didn't even know shade. And they're going to introduce you like this Bible that shade is one of those degrees of evil. I'm going to get right to it because we don't want a lot of time here today. All right, verse 5. For God, the Elohim, does know that in the day you eat thereof, your eyes shall be open and you shall be as gods, knowing good from evil, or told and lie, agreeable and disagreeable. 6. And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. So she took up this food after she was tempted by something, tempted by the fact that the first line it says good for food, consumption. Next was what? And that it was pleasant to the eye. It was beautiful. And third, desire to make one wise. Food